Down the inside.
What a move!
Back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me.
Oh, how has he managed that as well?
Wow.
Will he go on the inside? Oh, he tried it. Oh, squidgy's out.
Big crash there. Turn 15, isn't it?
Oh, no! Oh, he's dropped. What a move from SF.
Wow.
Charlie, world champion for the second time in a row.
Vidal is a four-time champion.
And Harvey is the F1XL Season 17 champion. Good evening and welcome everybody to round two. It's the second day of our draft night spectacular. So it's part two. We've never done this before, so this is the first time F1XL draft has happened on a Thursday. Now we have got Jack's fantasy on the screen at the moment. We're not going to bubble with five lappers. We barely had time for that yesterday, and let's have a recap of what happened last night, shall we? At part one, we've had drivers chosen from F2, F4, F6, a car in the background, apparently. But tonight we have the main event: F1, F3, F5, F7. The first time we went to F6. Now it's the first time we have gone to F7, and that's going to be chosen first tonight. So we've done 40%. That was yesterday, and it's 60% today. We've got more work on. So I am joined once again by the wonderful, incredible, the only gentleman I know, which is Jack London. And then we have a replacement for Taz, a very suitable replacement. If anything, it's an upgrade. Some of you might know him from the days gone by on previous games all last season in the commentary box in F4, I believe, and that is Starstill or Simon. Welcome, guys, to what I am sure is going to be an absolutely incredible night.
Thank you very much, mate. Pleasure to be here for the largest ever F1XL season draft.
Well, we thought, why not do it again? We've done it last night. We've done 3 rounds of draft, and we thought, do you know what? Why don't we come back for a second time round of doing it? So F7 is about to make history. We had last night with the first 2 picks of the F6 side of the draft. Now it's time to make history again and pick the very first 2 of F7 with 4 rounds set to go tonight. It's set to be historic once again, Gareth.
I cannot wait. I've fixed things on the screen, on the stream, sorry. So it should go a little bit smoother than it did last night. That is the hope anyway. So at the bottom right, there is a continual scroll of the teams that have been picked last night. So you're always in the loop. We'll always go back to a few bits that have happened tonight as well. Simon, I know you don't really know much happened last night. I know you watched some of it.
Yep, some of it. So some interesting picks went last night, and I think, yeah, well, F2 is going to be very, very interesting season, very close, and actually as well F4. I think we were mentioning in the pre-seed, probably going to be one of the strongest seasons we've seen. Hopefully in the future, looking forward to commentating at least one of these leagues, and give everybody at least a little bit of a boost too.
Definitely. What's your thoughts overall, though, of what you've seen with the team owners? Have you felt there's a little bit of nerves sitting in from what you've heard, or have you felt there's a specific someone that's really quite confident?
I think a lot of people here have genuinely had a plan in mind when they've when they're looking at their teams. Obviously, we know that Slow Dog, for instance, is a big planner. Big Will also is definitely does like to plan his picks out as well. So he's always got a backup plan. One who surprised me, obviously, Scotsman. There is as a team owner himself. I know he's been one before, but I think he's. I've really enjoyed Scotsman's picks because they're always a little bit out of Jack's reach. And Jack can never quite predict exactly what Scotsman's going to do or say.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard way when we were covering Wednesday nights together on the Wacky Wednesdays. I could never figure out what the hell he was going to say, let alone do. But yeah, no, all in all, it's another historic night, and we start off with, ironically, the man that you just mentioned, Scotsman. He's got the first pick in the F7 draft, and I have to say, without giving too much away, Simon, the grid as a total, it's the bottom tier, but there's a lot of talent in there.
Well, there's some people in there who, quite seasoned drivers as well. So you've got, Nick.
Whoa! They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. Right. Okay. So we've got some people in there who are quite seasoned drivers, and I won't give it away whatsoever. So yeah.
What a start! What a start!
I didn't know that.
It's the point of the draft. You find out as you go along. Well, it wouldn't be a draft night without some fuck off.
Well, I've only mentioned
at least it's not me.
I'm not gonna lie though. Yesterday we put so many clues in about 7 leagues unintentionally that it was the worst kept secret ever. So I think there was bound to be something to go.
It's all right. No one heard anything, so it is fine. It is incredibly fine. But to be honest, I think there's only really one person we can blame out of that, and that is Pingers for starting to get a life. So screw you, Pingers. So we are obviously waiting for Scotsman. Scotsman, unfortunately, is having a major, I don't want to say delay today, but he is deciding to have a life himself, which...
Well, yeah, because apparently he's got like the night of the year, and he's gone bowling, and then he's gone to go watch Aberdeen play in about 45 minutes. So I think his bowling finished, I think he said at 7:45, and his mum's taking him to the Aberdeen stadium to go watch the football there as well. I think he's a 7:45 kickoff. He's missing the first 15 minutes. That is a hell of a Thursday evening, I have to say.
It is a massive Thursday evening. So fair play to him. I mean, going to see your football club lose is never a nice thing. Anyway, seeing as Taz isn't here, I need to do something to annoy him at least. It's likely he hasn't read his WhatsApp message from me.
So what have I missed?
Just me dissing Scotsman, to be honest. That's about
Taz isn't here, so Taz isn't here, so someone had to do it. Is the logic that we went off, because, yeah, as I said yesterday, the only man that has ever lived rent free in Mr. Tallo's head is Scotsman 5, and I think Si, you can agree with that.
Oh, definitely. When they were teammates, there was a very fractious relationship, shall we say?
I think that's putting it lightly, but yeah, hopefully he sees the WhatsApp message soon, so we can get his picks up and running.
It's all right. It's all right. Scotsman has saved Simon's skin on this one.
Oh, yes! I wonder who he picked.
So the Red Bull drivers are getting... The only way I can describe it is the Brothers of Destruction. I'm sorry, I need to change to the actual draft night one, which is actually F7. So this one, and it's not looking great at the moment, is it? I need to adjust the things. This is something that I usually did before. Okay, is that gonna stick in? That is gonna stick in. So there we go. So the Brothers of Destruction. Both previous champions within F1XL in the past. So it's Storm and Nick in the Red Bull. Now, this is such a great team. The experience for these two alone is worth the picks, even if they are. I'm not going to say if they're the slowest drivers or not, but if they were the slowest TT times, the experience is key.
Yeah, and very much so. I think though they have been previous champions. Nick himself had what can only be best described as probably a disappointing season in F4 last year, and only really kind of managed to really break the top 10 a few times. But I think with the F7, with the change in pace and the practice that those two can put in together, then I do certainly think that actually that they may go out and the Red Bulls may shock a few people.
I think that's got to be one of the worst kept secrets ever, Storm and Nick in F7. But let's face it, when you look at the pair of them, you can't blame them for picking two absolutely experienced drivers. And I think Keith saw that immediately and immediately pounced on that with the very first pick, and has probably got the best team that you could have on paper in F7. But of course, on paper is one thing, on track is another. But you've got one advantage. They've definitely got chemistry, because you don't beat brothers for a reason.
Yeah, it's crazy. There is one thing before I retire from F1XL. There is one thing I want to achieve if I ever go back to racing, and that is to be Nick and Storm's teammate, because they bring so much to the table in the team, and yeah, they're both really great guys. So Scotsmen have a absolutely incredible pick there.
Their knowledge is invaluable as well. Certainly Nick's as a teammate, he's been able to help his teammates so much previously, especially if they're inexperienced drivers. He's been able to at least bring them up, and even though he has been, on occasion, the slowest drivers, he's played a critical role in getting his teammates further up the field.
So, yeah, in terms of prediction, I got that one spot on. I thought Slowdog and Nick was definitely going to go first, and I think there was a lot of people who would agree with that, especially when you see the grid in full, that you pick the two most experienced that go together. So, yeah, to start off the night, I'm 100%. I highly doubt I'm going to remain the same as we move on to Carol.
Yeah, I'll wait for Carol. I've sent him a message on Discord to say that your lovely self, Jack, will send a message, an invite to him for whenever he's ready. I believe he will be joining the party. I know that the Hassman, my lag, will not be joining the party for the first pick and maybe the second pick. He should be back for the second pick. So he's given me a list of drivers that he wants picked. So if they don't go down to his one, so I know what my lag wants. And to say that he's probably pissed off with Scotsman is just like everyone else.
I think every team owner is at the moment, and to see them two go first, because they're like we said, that when the team owners saw that, those were the two that were immediately top of their list as the F7 drivers. But again, it's a league as well where I wouldn't be surprised to see a rookie go in the top 5, because it is a league that can make rookies. We've seen it in the past. Rookies always seem to perform in the bottom tier because they improve throughout the year. Si, is that a fair adjustment?
Yeah, I'd certainly say so. Also, I think that sometimes, I mean, the for the most part as well, the team, the trial team, get it spot on. Every now and then, there is always a breakout. Certainly, in the first couple of races, you'll be able to see. We saw it last season in F4, certainly, where a couple of races or a couple of racers certainly made themselves stand out on pure pace alone. In fact, in the first couple of races, some people were so far ahead that it was felt necessary to actually put them up, some not one, but even 2 leagues. Be interested to see if that happens again this year.
Yeah, it certainly will, and we'll have to wait to see who comes out as on top in F7. I think it's going to be a historic season. Whoever takes the checkered flag, whether it is an experienced head like Storm or Nick, or we do see some of the rookies that have signed up, and a couple of them actually made a mini sort of F1XL debut, if you will, on Sunday, of course, with the Taz versus Water event. There was a couple on the grid, and I have to say, a couple had a pretty good showing. Si, did you get round to watch any of that at all? Because it was a very close event.
Sadly not. That was in the race on Sunday, the Taz versus Warder.
Yes,
so
and obviously
got
you're presenting the action.
I was presenting the action last week, which I was very, very happy about. But no, I watched some of the actually switching between both Tier 1 and Tier 2, and actually the Tier 2 racing I saw some of it was outstanding, especially some real wheel-to-wheel racing. I believe that was between, I think it was Greeners and Gareth, if I remember rightly, but maybe
Yeah,
not.
for the lead of the race. Just gonna put that out there. I was in the lead
Right,
of a fucking
Done that,
race.
that's what,
So
number 3. He's done that now over the past couple of nights. It's not bad actually, really.
This raises the question: why did Gareth not return this year?
Oh, don't. We had that debate yesterday, and there was a poll and everything, and yeah, it was determined that Gareth should return to racing.
Absolutely, it's a travesty that he doesn't.
So we're just waiting for Carol to jump in to make his picks. He's still. I have sent him a second invite.
I've sent you a message on WhatsApp saying which account he's on.
Ah, okay. I'm inviting the wrong account, so I will.
Yeah. Typically.
Yeah, I was inviting him on the PRS account because I thought that was just his own account. I didn't know he had another one, so I'll get this one added. Oh, there it is, Jack Carroll. He's watching on Twitch. He's watching the stream at the moment. Well, Gareth, I'll ask you this question whilst we wait for him to jump in. How would you draft this tier? Would you like to try and draft race rookies, or would you try and draft experience?
You know what? You are able to get rookie and experience on this. There is someone on this list that I would, without a shadow of a doubt, pick, and it would have been a perfect partner with Nick. Without saying too much, he raced on Sunday, and I was really, really impressed with him. And
Actually, I think I know who you're picking, who you mean as well, and he was really good. Very, very interesting considering. Yeah, a few other things that we will go into.
We'll pick this conversation up. Carol is here to make his picks. Thanks for waiting, Carol. First and foremost, night 2. How you feeling?
More nervous than yesterday, I think. I was feeling pretty chill going into yesterday, but yeah, it's like the occasion now just feels so much more than last night. It's sort of only taking effect now, but especially now that we've got another 8 drivers to pick today. But yeah, it's surreal, but I'm still feeling confident. And I'm waffling right now because I still don't know who I'm going to pick.
Well, I will say, of course, today you've got some fairly good rounds of picks. Yesterday you had a sort of bit of ups and downs, but today you start with the second pick, of course. You crucially got the first pick in the F1 draft as well, but that one's to come later tonight. So F7 first and foremost, obviously Tier 1 first, then Tier 2 when you're ready.
Yep.
I'm afraid we're going to have to hurry you, Jack.
Yeah.
I need the countdown music, don't I?
For my Tier 1, I'm going for Smitty. And for Tier 2, I'm going for Mikey Fark, 18.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
Because that's the cross of both. Yeah, I can understand why it's a tough decision because there's some good names on the board there. Do you think, Jack?
Yeah.
Some really strong names. Good picks. It's really good picks.
Your immediate reaction, Si?
Well, we were talking about the experience. We were talking about the experience. We were talking about somebody who genuinely impressed, and he impressed during the Tier 2 race on Sunday, and he made some real improvements, and it's good to see him back after such a long time.
Yeah, absolutely is.
I was talking about Mikey. Apologies.
Yeah. Obviously, Smitty saw him in the Taz Gareth event on Sunday. Had done a fantastic job. Looked very consistent. I think there's a really good driver there. But Jack, for now, thank you very much for jumping in for the F5 picks, and we'll see you soon-ish for the F5 picks coming around shortly.
Yep, no worries, lads. Speak to you later.
Thanks very much, man. So there goes Carol. So the next person on the clock is, of course, the man from Kent. I'm only going to say that once because it's the rolling joke. Mr. Cameron Talbot, aka Trolled, is next on the clock for Aston Martin. In terms of where I had these goes to go, by the way, Smitty actually had to go to Aston Martin next. I think there's another driver that's still in the hat that I think is probably only going to get better with what he's currently doing. He's trying something different this season. And then Mikey, I had to go down quite low because I thought people were not going to be so knowledgeable about him. However, clearly, Carroll had done his research and seems quite committed on Mikey. So Smitty and Mikey to Ferrari, I think, are two fantastic picks, despite the fact Mikey, for me, was downright lower.
Yeah, I agree. I think I thought Mikey might have been just missed off slightly. But he's obviously, Carroll's done he's done his research. Carroll's been really, really confident throughout. I was a little bit surprised that he's come in a little bit nervous today because I was expecting a little bit more of a confidence. But maybe that's a sign of how much he cares. You know, he really wants to do well. He said yesterday he's not in it for friends. He's here to win. So maybe this is a sign of him doing things.
Yeah, Mikey long gone, but definitely not forgotten. Smitty, I don't know too much about him, but from what I've seen in Smitty's race on Sunday, decent positioning, very, very good with his braking, and actually I think could be one of those people that we were talking about for the newbies, the outside runners.
Absolutely right there, Simon. I think you're absolutely bang on that. It'd be interesting to see what Smitty can do this season in F7 alongside, obviously, Mikey. So just waiting for Trolled. I have been informed that he's not actually been joining the party for this one because he is, to quote him, he's just got food. So obviously he's wanting to enjoy his food, like Simon is at the minute, because he's got a pizza in the background for those that are wondering, of course. What sort of pizza is it, Simon?
It is a mighty meaty.
Ooh.
With, of course, a barbecue base.
Of course.
Okay, so I actually have the picks from Trolled because he's decided to message me with them. And he's gone interesting with his choices. So I'll start off with Tier 1. He's gone for the man that I had second to go to Ferrari. T.S. Sambo is in the Aston Martin. Alongside him is a returning man from Season 16, Fordster 147. Brilliant two drivers. Si, reaction to that?
While I'm eating a pizza, always while I've got my mouth full, Jack. No, Sambo. No, obviously used to race against him. Fantastic driver. I'm surprised he wasn't picked higher. In fact, I'm also a little bit, if I'm honest, surprised that he isn't higher in the leagues as well. So yeah, he's definitely a Tier 1 racer who's got the ability to mix it up. And Fordster it's really, really good to see Fordster back again. One of the people who I used to race against, and I was always really impressed with. Always at least fighting amongst the pack as well. So they're two real solid picks. Excellent experience as well.
Well, Gareth, I'll ask you this question. Obviously, we've heard a lot about Sambo's learning new assists this season, so he's trying to get up to speed. Is that an advantage for Troll? Because sure, he's going to struggle maybe in the first couple of rounds trying to get to grips with it, trying to get his consistency together. But when he does find that, he's only going to get better and better and probably back to the pace that he was, which obviously in previous seasons has been F2 and F3 pace.
It is. I mean, it's odd to see Sambo so far down, but every time he does take an assist off, and obviously he hasn't. I don't think he could fully learn last season with the assists that he took off, but he does get better and better. So I think it's a risk, but I think Trolled it's a calculated risk from Trolled because the points are going to come for him.
Well, speaking of picks, we've already got the next team owner in the party. Jimmy, good evening again, my good sir. How are you feeling this evening?
Yo guys, what's up? I'm feeling good. Excited again.
It's what I like to hear. It's what we like to hear. Obviously, this time you're picking 4 tiers, so it's a bit longer, the experience. How are you feeling so far about looking at F7 grid?
Well, there's quite some names in there I was surprised about, but it's looking like a solid grid. A lot of people I don't know as well. But...
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, as per usual, start off with the F7 Tier 1 for Mercedes, please.
Tier 1 is gonna be F1XL Chaos. And my Tier 2 is gonna be Elite L-Dog.
There we go. Simon, reaction to Elite coming back.
I've got a lot of love for Elite. Lewis was my team owner when I raced back for Manor, and again, one of those people who had fairly muted season in F4 last season. I'm looking forward to seeing him race again. Hopefully, with a little bit of him, a little bit more fortune than he's had the last time. Yeah, again, I also have a lot of love for my Elite partner. In crime, F1XL Chaos. John's a very, very good lad, and actually also a very accomplished racer, so I'm very impressed.
Yeah, well, Jimmy, seeing as you're here, what's your reaction? You know, obviously Elite, former team owner, there's a little bit of leadership there, and Chaos as well. 2 experienced.
Yeah,
in
2 experienced
FC.
drivers, yes. Very experienced drivers.
Was that the aim for F7?
When I saw the names, yes. I thought Chaos would be gone by now. But I'm happy I have him, and the same goes for Elite. I think 2 experienced drivers will be good for me, myself as well, as a new team owner. I can learn a bit from them too. And I've been with Chaos in Alfa Romeo last season for a bit. He was a team owner of the reserve team, so I know him a bit. So I'm happy I have those 2.
Awesome. Well, first pick's done for Thursday. We'll see you very soon for F5. But thank you very much, Jimmy.
All right.
Fantastic. So, well, 4 picks done already. Smashing it at the moment. Jimmy sounded really confident. He is sounding really confident through every time we've spoken to him. Nothing seems to faze him.
Always got a pick in mind, doesn't he?
He does. He seems to be one step ahead. He seems to sort of know exactly where he's going and is very confident, and that's good from a team owner, especially for a rookie team owner, because there are some experienced heads on here, like Dom. Every single time he comes in, he's uncertain, he's unsure what he's going to do, and then picks something rationally. Every single time we've seen Jimmy in it, he's calm, composed, makes his picks, off he goes. That is early sign to me that you've got a team owner that is confident leading a team to glory.
He's also deliberately looking for experience, like he said himself. He's looking for people that he can learn from being a team owner. Both Chaos and Elite have both been team owners in the past, so he's hoping to, like you say, learn from them.
I think there is an element of that as well. Well, in terms of my predictions, by the way, I got one right. I had Chaos going number 4 to Mercedes. I thought he would go with the experience head. However, I had Elite going second of all in the Tier 2 draft because I thought Carroll might have relied a little bit on the experience of Elite to go alongside Samba and make it a very experienced heads in F7. However, he went a separate way, and now Elite has fallen to number 4. There is someone else in between as well that I think a little bit higher up in the list. But so far, 3 right out of the 4 teams gone. That's probably better than I did the entire of yesterday.
I think you did. You had a few more out of that, but let's get to my lags because I've got my lags list, and now, oh, is it my lag yet? Is it my lag?
It is.
It is my lag, isn't it? Yes.
Yep, the Haas.
So the Haas driver for Tier 1 is going to be Ricky Bobby, which is not really surprising on that front. I thought maybe that he would go midway anyway. But Tier 2 is, I think it's going to shock you, Jack. It's Evil People.
Okay. Is it? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a reason why I had him third. There was a reason why I had him third. Simon, obviously we'll go to you first for your reaction.
I've seen Evil Pee Wee race. Raced when I commentated on F4 2 seasons ago, and I was always impressed. I mean, he was always down. He was always towards kind of the bottom end. I mean, the top 10, maybe even pushing for top 6. F7 is his chance to move, take that next level, take that next step, really. And actually, I think he will continue to learn. I think he's done very well.
Yeah,
Ricky Bobby, obviously a new one. We've not seen him before, apart from obviously on Sunday.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. He ran sort of around about in the bottom half of the field, but still looked strong, nevertheless looked consistent, which is a key component of being an F7 driver, in my opinion.
Certainly in the lower leagues, you're always looking for consistency, and that's always going to make or break your season in F7.
Absolutely, I think you're absolutely spot on there. Pee Wee, of course, did race for Red Bull last season. Only scored 1 points finish, but maybe in the F7 he can propel himself a little bit higher. Of course, as a tier 2 alongside Ricky Bobby. In terms of my picks, I had Pee Wee to go third because I thought that was someone that I think would probably surprise people to see in F7, given what we'd seen from him last season racing in a higher division. Ricky Bobby, I had him go to Alpine. There's someone in between. He's actually wrong. For some reason, I've got Smitty down twice. I'm not quite sure, so I'll leave that one black. But nevertheless, Ricky Bobby, I had him go one later to Alpine, which next, ironically, is on the list. So it's time to get ready for an entrance music.
Yeah, Light Shock, obviously. Alpine and Light Shock. I think that there's got to be something about these two at some point. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure Mark is going to have something brilliant up his sleeve, but we'll have to wait and see for him to come in. I did want to ask before we got to this stage, and I completely just blanked for some reason. And I'll have to ask after Mark has finished, I guess.
Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
Oh, draft night! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your soon-to-be Season 18 champs and feel the power!
Am I in charge of the pie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, here we go. Come on. It's a new day for F1XL with 7 divisions being here. I felt it had to be done. It had to be done.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Mark, Light Shark. How are you? Obviously, yesterday was not the best of days for picks for you, but today, overall, how are you feeling in general?
Well, it's not exactly started much better, has it? No, it's I'm feeling okay. I mean, I get where Carol's coming from, being a little bit more nervous here because obviously, I think if nothing else, there's more picks to make than yesterday. There's 4 to make this time, rather than 3. And I think the fact that F7 was kind of dropped on the team owners rather unexpectedly has kind of maybe thrown a few curveballs into the proceedings, I would say. But yeah, I'm still feeling okay. I'm feeling up for it, and I do have my picks for Alpine F7.
5 left, mate. 5 left. Here we go.
So, my tier 1 pick. This is the problem with not really knowing many of these guys, but I am going to go simply because of the awesome name. I'm going for Berserker Mark. Berserker Mark for F7 tier 1. And for F7 tier 2. Now, this is based on actually a tweet I saw last night by this driver saying that he was really hoping to be drafted into this division, and he did seem really up for it. So I'm going for Matty7 Gamer for F7 tier 2.
Now, I'm going to cut in front of all the other two for this. I'm really glad Berserker Mark's been picked in an early stage, because I think I've been speaking to one of his friends, and he was a little bit, I don't want to say upset that he wasn't picked last night. He didn't know F7 was a thing, and he didn't think he got, but that just shows he really wanted to try. So I think Mark, you've got a good driver because he wants to be here.
That's why I saw that tweet last night, and when he saw F7, he looked so up for it. I was like, if he is on that F7 list, and if he's still around when I get to my picks, it's definitely something to consider. And yeah, hopefully Matty proves to be a good asset to Alpine. Obviously, F7 Tier 2 will have a lot to prove because on paper he will be one of the slowest drivers in the whole league, but that might just push him to maybe say, screw you, I'm going to show that I can actually take F7 by storm, and hopefully that happens. And as for Berserk Mark, yeah, we'll have to wait and see about Berserk Mark. I think he should be good, but we'll wait and see on that one. I'll definitely have a word with the lads when I can, though.
It was actually Berserker Mark I was speaking about.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, god damn it!
So that's
Well, I
even
saw
better.
Max-
You've
okay,
got
okay,
two
so I've
drivers.
got two really up for it drivers then. Perfect. That's even better then. Sorry, because I saw Matty7 Gamer tweet something out, and it was sort of a similar sort of line. So fair
Yeah.
enough. If I've got two drivers who've got the same sort of hunger for it, that's even better. I think I've got some good picks there then, hopefully. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Si, Jack, I can pass over to you now. I've finished my piece.
Two very, very much unknowns, as you were saying. They seem like they're up for it. We've not seen these lads before, so hopefully they'll give us something to talk about.
I think as well, though. I think without blowing smoke up your ass, Mark, but they've got a team owner as well that is equally as passionate. Would you say if you saw more drivers like that, would you be interested in signing them? Is that the way you want to approach it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't care about what you're doing, if you're not bothered about it, what's the point in even being here? Let's face it. So, yeah, you definitely want to go for drivers who want it. You know, even if they maybe not starting off as good as you want them to, if they've got the hunger to keep going, that's just going to push them to get better, and that's what you need. So, definitely.
So, well, thank you very much for now, Mark.
Thanks,
Obviously,
Mark.
You've got higher
Thank
picks
you.
in the next couple of rounds, so we'll see you shortly. As the next man now jumps in, it's of course the McLaren team owner of Slow Dog. Good evening once again, Slow Dog. How are you feeling today?
Nauseous.
From my Mark to another, mate. How have you got any ideas now of you're picking? Only 4 guys left now.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been interesting. I think for tier 1, I'm going to go with Warder, and tier 2, Starstall. There we go.
Yes, mate. Yes.
The
One
cat's out of the bag.
Slight issue with that, and we'll have to talk about that.
Have I
off
just
screen.
exploded the Twitch stream? No, they don't believe me, do they? Terrible.
I don't think they
Right.
care.
No, actually, it's. I mean, once you take Storm and Nick out the equation, I'm actually left in a position that I probably would have gone in anyway. Taking Storm and Nick out the occasion. There's only Elite Dog that might have swayed me, but I came into this always thinking this is going to be full of new guys to the league, and you know me, I like to give them a chance, and I thought F7 is the perfect place to do that. So I'm going to pick 2 new people, mainly because in tier 1 I don't have a choice. And
You
2
don't have a
because
choice,
I wanted
either,
2 anyway.
Yeah.
No, there's a returning one in tier 2, but no.
Oh yes, of course.
Tier 1, I'm going to go for Adski 1983. And the reason that I picked him over everybody else is that the 1983 bit would mean that he's almost as old as me. So I'm not going to be just the only old person in the team. And then I think for the tier 2 drafts, we're going to go with Anna T and all those numbers at the end of it.
Oh, wow.
It's like his phone number, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how Slow Dog's going to communicate is with those numbers. I mean, to be honest, you could just add the landline for your area and phone it, and you might actually get him.
Maybe that's actually it. Maybe what's ANNAT on a keypad? 1 What is it? 1716? No, I'm
One
not
seven
even going to go there.
seven 18.
Yeah, oh, there we go. 17718. 197466.
No. It's 15518.
15518. Okay. Call this number for a good time.
He's going to be putting it on the back of toilet doors, isn't he? In the public toilet. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Slow Dog. Before you disappear, how have you generally, like, after your picks last night? How did you feel? Were you happy with them? I'm guessing you were, but like, did you have any second thoughts or doubts?
No doubts. No. I was really happy with them. I think F2 is a funny one because I don't think that there's a person out of all of us that won't be happy with who they've picked. It is that strong. Yes, but I'm delighted. I obviously I got last year's winner, which I didn't think possible. But even if I hadn't, any tier 1 driver, any tier 2 driver that I'd have picked up there, I'd have been happy with. They're all so strong. What else was there? F4 surprised me. Such a weird mix of people, but delighted with who I got. And F6. Well, it was me, so I didn't have much choice in the matter. And then obviously I get a newbie to bring in and teach the ropes. So happy days.
You're not tipping yourself for F6 title there, mate?
Do you know what? I'm pretty confident. I tend to grow into a season, so I think if I can get an okay start to the season, I think I'll do all right.
Nice one.
Yeah, I
think I'll be watching with interest.
Which means a DNF in race 1, but there we go.
It's Silverstone. You wouldn't do that. Oh.
No, you watch me, Warder. You watch me.
Thank you, Slow Dog. We're gonna head to the Alpha Tauris now with F1XL Dom as soon as he jumps into the party.
Later,
Only 2
boys.
picks left now. Only 2 picks left now.
Thank you very much, Slow Dog. See you for F5. So Dom now here. Good evening, Dom. How are you feeling this evening?
Good evening, Jack. Good evening, Simon. Hey, Si. How we doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. Very much so. Yeah. Do we crack on, or do you want to chat a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this
see.
one done.
What are your thoughts? Let's get going, mate.
All right. Well, I'll be honest. The tier 2 is easier than tier 1, but I'll give you the tier 1 first. Love the name. So Toxic Temper, and 2 Cavi.
I'm surprised he didn't go later. Earlier. Not
Cavi.
later.
Yeah. I was surprised as well, to be honest. So thanks for leaving him for me.
No, come on. Sorry. Well, Dom, obviously for yourself, you drafted here, there, and everywhere yesterday. You start off with the 8th round today, and for the next round, you are all the way up in. Oh, you're 3rd for next round, so
third,
a little bit
okay.
a little bit up and down this evening.
Up and down, yep. More spread out.
Well,
Should make your pick slightly easier.
Or harder, whichever way you look at it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, all the times you've had a high pick, you've walked in and gone, "Don't make my mind up."
Yep, you're not wrong. And then I got a few crackers, which surprised you last night.
Yeah, they certainly did. More reactions like that with tonight would be great.
I'll try.
Simon, your reaction to, well, obviously to Toxic Temper being a newbie coming in, but also to Cavi falling all the way down to Dom in 8th place.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised with that. I mean, I know his tier time was probably amongst the tier 2s one of the higher ones actually. So is like yourself, I was surprised that he didn't get picked sooner. And yeah, I'm again interested to see what the new guys can bring. So hopefully, Toxic Temper doesn't live up to his name too much. and hopefully that just that means he exudes some calm rather than the toxic temper.
Well, I
The
have to.
sign
I
of
have to ask
confidence
this.
means a
I
lot.
have to. I have to ask this, Dom. Obviously, you were
Yes.
one of the. You obviously had the penultimate pick in F7, but for yourself, were you going to always go with a rookie in F7 because they have a very much an unknown quantity?
I'll be honest, I was looking at one or two others, but I thought, judging where I was on the pick order, yeah, a rookie would be my choice. So, yeah, I'm willing to give rookies a chance and do a Joshua from F5 last season. Why not?
Yep.
Well,
Exactly. I
why
mean,
not?
like George had a great season. He was a newbie.
And
so-
George, yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah,
Well, thank you very much, Dom.
thank
we'll
you.
see you shortly for F5.
Yep.
It's not long
Good
away
luck.
now. Thank you very much. Well, we have the final team owner already in. Big Will, good evening. How are you feeling today?
Good evening. I'm excited actually. It's going to be good. Yeah, I don't know many of the people in F5. I mean, I know a couple, F7, but I know a couple of them. Yeah, don't really have much to say because I don't know the two drivers I've been left with. So
Yeah, it is a bit. It's a bit of a guessing game with them, but you never know. They could be champions. They could be champions.
I mean, they could be. Obviously, F7s are, from what I can see, it's going to be it's like every other division in XL. It's going to be mixed. So I'm expecting mixed results, but I mean, we can get them in and see what their racing's like and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting because I've never heard it ask my frog. I'm pretty sure I've seen Daz first before. I just can't remember well. But I mean, it's going to be fun to find out though.
Daz is a returner. He's not raced in a long time, Randall.
I think you guys are getting mistaken with Daz 360.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Yeah, no,
More
that's
than
what
likely.
I thought
Possibly,
yesterday. Me and Tasman, we went. Me and you, Gadget, we went through on Tuesday when I was doing my early predictions. And yeah, Daz first, I was like, is that the Daz? But it's not, because then I thought if it was, Slow Dog would have definitely picked him because very good friends. Pretty sure that, well, they know each other anyway.
Well, I mean, obviously, if I was first pick, I would have had Storm and Nick, because I mean, I've battled Storm all the way through racing in XL, and the two of us are really close. So I definitely would add Storm and Nick. I mean, the two of them, I know exactly what they two are like in the Williams, and because they annoyed me in season 12, so yeah. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing how F7 goes. So.
Well, absolutely. Well, you've got the first pick in the F5 bit, so you might as well just mute yourself and then unmute when you're ready to make the pick.
Yep.
I think that would just make sense and make it a bit more quicker. But that's F7 done. Can I briefly talk you through who I had to go where? Because it's been a few rounds since we've discussed that. We're now the full screen revealed. As you can see, the
Go
black
for
one.
it, Jack.
The black one that's missed, that's because I put Smitty down twice by accident. It was God's honest mistake. However, I got the last three tier ones right. Granted, it was a guessing game as to who went where. And also I got Chaos right at number 4, but everyone else I got wrong. As you can see, Mikey I thought to drop, Forster I thought to drop. Matty was surprising as well with where he went. And obviously you can see Cavi heavily overrated him compared to where he went. But F7 is done. We can forget about it now. We move on to what is a very, very competitive grid in F5 side.
Sorry, that's me because I'm.
I'm on mute. Sorry. So F5 is something who I'm a lot of people I'm very familiar with as racers actually as well. So this will be a very, very interesting draft.
Yes, as we hopefully transition over very shortly, as we just we need to chat. Oh, do I need to do the grid rundown? I forgot to do that, haven't I?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for really. Do you want me to bring that screen back up, or you?
Yes, you can, but I will read off.
I can do it.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
Si, yeah, go on. Go on, Si. You do
Have a
it.
Psy rundown.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll give it a try. Sorry if you're getting any feedback from my mic, by the way. Red Bull, obviously, Storm and Nick, no surprises there. Ferrari picked Smitty and Mikey Fark 18. Well, was welcome return for Mikey. Aston Martin, TES Sambo, and Fordster 147. Another welcome to return to Fordster and Sambo. Once he gets his assist sorted, will obviously be one of the fastest races there. So, Mercedes F1XL Chaos and Elite Dog, two very experienced chaps. Haas have gone with Ricky Bobby 2501 and Evil Pee-wee. Evil Pee-wee can have potentially be a dark horse there. McLaren, Adsky and Anat, two unknowns. So hopefully they will give some people things to talk about. AlphaTauri, Toxic Temper, Cavi, and finally Williams, Asthma Frog, and Daz First. With any new joiners being drafted into the spare.
Yeah, it's quite nice having those two available in F7, because I think last season F5 had loads of spare drivers at one point. So
we had a number in F4 as well.
This league is always bottom heavy because you get sign-ups for out and people pick up the games, they go along and then obviously see us and sign up. So that's why naturally it does happen. So it's good that there is two full-time seats available in F7. Sorry. And it'll be interesting to see what happens and who's able to become the inaugural winner of F7. Of course, history has been made with Storm and Nick, but they've had to make history as not only being the first picks of F7, but also the first ever victor.
Well, thank you very much, Beastie, for the cheers. Sorry, I'm just changing subjects. We are just awaiting Big Will. He's got the list. The list is there. It's ready. The F5 sheet is there. They're looking at it, or there's like 7, 8, 9 people looking at it now. So there is some really good names in there. And
I won't give them away like last time.
I'm just looking. I mean, I'm pretty certain I know where Big Williams is going. By the way, Si, that's his name.
Big Williams, right?
It's Big Williams, right?
Right, okay.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Why is there a man playing? What is going on? Whoa.
Yeah, I've got it as well. 2 actually.
I haven't actually got an ad, but it's probably because I've got ad blocker.
Who is?
Oh,
Willett, sorry. Let's change that.
We're not quite sure what's going on at the moment.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
I think we're back in action. Gareth, anything I'd say as well is what's happening.
And we'll be right back. After
anyone who's not subscribed gets ads. That's what it is.
Really sorry, guys. I don't know what is going on or
You're
why.
not subscribed to your own channel, Mulder.
I am. No, it was because I was looking in the chat and saying ads. So yeah, I've also got a second account watching it, but that's beside the point. Mainly for these kind of reasons. So I don't know why or who ran the ad. I'm really sorry. That's not what we're here for. So really sorry that popped off. I'll try and figure out who it was. Sorry, Big Will, back to you. I know this is a difficult choice, but
yeah, this is this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna start with my tier 2 pick first because tier 1 is difficult. But my tier 2 pick, I think Gareth probably already knows, is F1XL Norris.
Oh, shock!
What a shock! Wow.
Go full Ollie. Wow. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I've still been racing him, and he's getting better and better. So, that one was difficult though because there is a lot of names on there that I know and I've seen race. Tier 1 though. So I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna pick Kai 11.
Wow. Okay. Know him from elsewhere?
This...
No, but that's Beastie's son, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought this
already
might
know that.
be the pick that you would go for
Yep.
because of that reason. So
Yep, he's quick.
I am not
So-
surprised at this at all. I think it's a fantastic pick. He might not be up to speed straight away, but my
Oh, he will
God,
be.
this guy could win the title in F5.
Yep.
You heard it here
well,
first, guys.
Yep. Well,
It's a
I've got
ballsy claim.
full confidence in both of them, so
Oh, congratulations, Will. That's the first pick in F5. You had the last pick in F7. How would you rate them 2 rounds? It didn't go so bad.
yeah. I mean, F7, I didn't really have a choice. So, but I'm going to be quite happy to see what both drivers in F7 can do. And as for F5, Matty and Kai, I'm actually quite. I'm looking forward to seeing what both of them can do. I've seen both of them race. Matty, obviously, I've seen him race for a long time. Kai, I've seen him race a couple of times, but I am definitely looking forward to seeing what the two of them can do in F5. So it'll be interesting to see.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Will. We'll see you, of course, in the next round for F3. But for now,
Yep.
thank you very much. We'll
Thank
speak
you.
soon. Well, there we go.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say I completely forgot to do the draft order and changed it. So sorry, Light Shock. I saw your message in there, and that is what kicked me started. So obviously, Big Will is the first guy to pick drivers because he's just picked those drivers. And then Light Shock Alpine team owner has a high up order, and I'm sure he is over the moon with that one. F1XL Dom then, 3rd pick, with Trolled, who always seems to be in the middle, is the 4th pick. Scotsman has the 5th pick, with Slow Dog having the 6th. Carol down a bit further on the 7th pick, with F1XL Jimmy having an 8th pick, and then Mylag a last pick. So we're going to wait for Lightshock to have a look through all this. I'm going to message what's his face now, Scotsman and Mylag, to let them know that the F5 drafts are going. So you two crack on.
Well, obviously, Sai has briefly gone AFK for a minute, but I'll talk about who I had to go where. Norris, I got that one spot on. I had him to go first. I thought it was probably the best F3 Tier 2 on the grid. However, there's plenty of talent up and down this grid in F5. So I had him to go first. However, I had Kai to fall a little bit. I didn't think people would know so much about him. However, people have proved me wrong, and they've picked him very first. Will opting to go for that one. So it'll be interesting to see now who unfolds after that. So as you mentioned, of course, we're just waiting for Lightshot to jump in. He's obviously going to have to A, get his theme song ready, and B, make a very difficult choice with the 2nd pick. Of course, he's got high picks today. And speaking of the devil, he shall appear.
Les plaisirs et les jours sont terminés. La résistance commence dès maintenant. And that is French for the fun and games are over. The resistance begins now. The French resistance is on the move. Let's go, people. Let's go. Alpine is on the move, and I am feeling good about this, even if these are, as I said in the chat, probably the toughest picks I've had to make so far. Oh, hello.
Good evening. It's a hell of a grid, isn't it?
That is a hell of an F5 field, I have to say. I'm going to say right now, the tier 1 pick was very, very hard for me because I'm having to toy. I'm still not 100% sure on that one. I'm toying between 3. The tier 2 one, I think I've got locked in though. I've got the tier 2 one locked in though. Can I do the tier 2 one first?
Yes,
Absolutely.
we'll allow.
Okay, the tier 2 pick for Alpine. I'm doing this because I think not only does he know quite a few of the drivers I've already picked, having already had a few talks with him. Nothing like that, but yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for Scrub for tier 2 F5.
Thought you might do that, to be honest. That was my I don't know if you saw my cursor over that name.
I didn't know, but
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's that one then. I forgot to blank
Yep.
out my lag in this league. My bad.
Now, the tier 1 pick. As you say, I am toying between 3, but I need experience and I need someone who I know I can rely on. And for that reason,
There's no one in
I'm
that
going
league
to
to do that.
Ow. That's a very damn indictment, especially because I have decided for my F5 tier 1 pick. Hang on. Is it going to be him? Sorry, I'm toying with it. Yes, it has to be. It has to be. It has to be. It's Taz! It's Mr. Tazo! It's
Right, that's it. I'm fired in the morning.
Yeah, it has to be Mr. Taz. I had to go with Taz in the end because, like I said, there were 2 other names on that list I really was tempted by, but I need some experience. I need, because I've got a lot of young guns, they're eager to impress, but I need some level-headed people who are going to really be a solid foundation around, obviously, hopefully, some good leadership by me.
Good luck picking any one of these then.
But I've already got pingers in F2, and now with Tazma in F5, I think I've really got some good basis here. So Tazma and Scrub.
It's just admin hunting, aren't you?
That had nothing to do with it, frankly. That really did have nothing to do with it, but I suppose that is becoming the Alpine admin team in some senses.
Just waiting for F1. I mean,
The ticket team will have a hard time, certainly.
Probably, yes.
So cracking team nonetheless. Very, very good team. I'm sure you're happy with those picks. And is that Simon I hear back?
I am back, yes.
What do you make of that, of pairing of Scrub and Tazo?
I would actually argue that I think Scrub, is the stronger racer of the two based on last season. That is a really, really, really strong lineup, and I'm surprised that Scrub isn't a tier 1 driver. Genuinely shocked.
I'm in the same boat with that.
Yeah.
By the way, can someone control Gunhead in the chat? He's having a go at my driver, and I will have to take action if someone else in the chat.
Of course.
Oh, sorry, here we go. Well, no, but Taz, obviously, I had him to go first. I thought it made sense because I thought you want the owner of the league to be on your team because you do you can get away with some things. However, he's fallen to you at number 2 instead, which is still, I think, where he should be. Scrub, I had to go second because I thought Norris was probably the strongest tier 2 in terms of pure pace, but Scrub is very much up there as well with consistency.
A number of podiums last season, Scrub ended up getting, and that's why I'm genuinely shocked he's tier 2. Real solid racer.
Absolutely. Well, Light Shock for now. We'll say thank you very much, and we'll see you very soon, of course, because F3 is just around the corner.
Oh yes. See you later, guys.
Thanks very much, man. Well, the next team owner is already here, and it's the man that is always unsure of his picks. F1XL Dom, you still unsure?
Only on tier 1.
We should actually change your name now to Indecisive Dom rather than F1XL Dom.
Very good, Simon. Very good.
Yes. Yeah.
He used to be indecisive, but now he's not too sure.
No, of course.
Can I also make a request to go for tier 2 first?
Certainly can. It's
Which
become
one
a
do you
habit.
want,
So
Yeah, so my tier 2 pick will be Horton.
Yep.
okay.
And tier 1, it's got to be. Light Shock did it. I'm going to do it. PRS Robo.
Wow.
There we go. That's AlphaTauri done.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen Roland race for in a long time since the earlier days. Horton, Horton's had a couple of a couple of decent races previously. One of the runners and riders, in F5. So he raced, I believe, was it Haas last year?
I believe it was, yeah.
So yeah, he had a couple of things. He earlier runner as well, F4 when I started doing the commentating as well. One of the lower ones, but he has shown shoots of improvement.
Oh yeah, that's why I picked him. I have faith in Horton, absolute faith. And of course, Rovo, come on, he could be consistent on his day. I know Rovo very well.
Interesting
Jack?
pick, certainly.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well, we've got a new host. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
carry on.
I love the Roro pick. I had him to go second because I thought, in terms of pace, he was probably one of the strongest in F3 Tier 1. Sorry, F5 Tier 1 that we sort of missed. I'm used to saying F3 now because it sounds like a middle tier, but it's not. It's now F5.
We'll let you off,
Anyway,
Jack.
I had him to go number 2. I thought he was brilliant talent. Haunting, something's going on here. I've got 3 Tier 2s in a row. Like, all of them are right so far.
Congrats.
Are you telling people what to pick here, Jack?
No, he's
I
not
might
doing
be.
nothing.
But no, I think that's a brilliant talent. I think so far, Dom, for the pick you had in F7, you've had a difficult pick. You had a good pick here, and you've capitalised on that. Good start to the second night.
Well, thank you, Jack. Thank you very much. I'll leave you to carry on with the rest. So see you for F3.
Yes, see you for F3 as we wait for the next man on the mic, which is Aston Martin team owner Trolled. Obviously, Trolled, I spoke to him a little bit a couple of days ago, and I asked him what was his target for the season. He wants drivers and constructors go big or go home. That is the most Trolled answer I think I've ever heard. I think Cy and Gareth, you can agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. All about the winning, that man. All about the winning. No, he's obviously joking, but yeah, no, he targets what he wants, at least, Trolled, and he tries to make sure that nobody stands in his way to get it.
I think what I really... Troll doesn't beat around the bush, so you know where you stand with him, and that is exactly what you want with a team owner, I think.
And speak of the devil,
the man from Kent.
How tough was that?
Tougher than you would think.
It's hard for this league, isn't it?
I know, because it's like there's a driver there. I have made my choice, and you'll find that out. But there is a driver there who I know. Well, I don't know him, but I've raced with him on track quite a lot, and I know that he's going to show up, he's going to get results, and he's going to get better throughout the season. But I'm like, why is he here? What's happened to make him be here? And do I just go with an unknown driver? I don't know. I'm putting too much emphasis. It's just tier 2 that I'm on about, by the way.
I know what you're on about.
I know exactly who you're on about.
And I do know my tier 1 as well, so I'm just going to go in that direction. Tier 1, Unreal Salmon.
Good pick.
And tier 2, even though he's listed on the spreadsheet as Benita, we all know it's Bonta, so...
4 from 4, just saying.
Because you fucker, whoever made that spreadsheet, Gareth, I'm guessing it's you. I've been going back and forth for the last 10 minutes. Is that Bonta, or is it just, like, someone else who's just joined with a very similar name, and am I about to make a very shit pick?
No, that's Bonta. It's Bonta. Mikey put down in the chat the other day, "Oh, hi, Benita," by accident, and now his name is Benita.
I think that should definitely stick with Ian. He should be called Benita from now on.
Yeah, that's fine, nah.
Sounds like if his missus made an account. Like,
I don't.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Close.
I'm like, nah, sure.
What,
like
Benita?
Amigo.
I don't care what his
Benita
game tag is
Bullets.
as long as he's in an Aston Martin.
I mean, that is the most Trolled answer I've ever heard, but, you know.
I'm 100% certain Scotsman is going to try and kill you, but
He
that's...
could be called like fucking Kiddie Fiddler 1, 2, 3 for all I care, as long as he's getting consistent points. But we'll leave it there.
I think you've picked a pair that I certainly will. Unreal Salmon, I know. Great runner, great racer. Certainly, he's one of the guys last season who certainly started to pick up a lot of points towards the end of the F4 season, and drove with some real consistency after a very shaky start. But no, he's improved so much. I think you've got a solid pick there in your tier 1.
Well, there we have it. The pick from Cameron. Obviously, so far, you've had, other than the F6, I think you've had a fantastic roster. You must be satisfied with what you've had so far.
I'm buzzing so far. Obviously, I know I've got, well, I know that with that my picks have been going, I know that I've got a half decent pick F1, so I'm prepared for my F3 pick to be slightly shit. But you never know. You can always get a steal. I've been happy with my drafting so far, even when I've had medium to lowish picks. So I'm sure I can pull it out of the bag again.
Well, yeah. But for now, thank you very much. We'll see you soon for F3. And yeah, so there goes Trolled after his picks. Next man on the clock is the man that's enjoying the best evening, probably of all of us. Obviously, other than those of you, of course, that are watching Draft Night in full. Scotsman is on the clock next at Red Bull. Gareth, do you have his picks?
I do, and they're up on the screen. He is very angry at a few of the team owners who's picked his teams that he wanted. So Taz, let's see. Taz was picked. What else was there from Scotsman? He wanted Taz, he wanted Bonta, he wanted Salmon, but he's finally settled with these two, and yeah, so it is Miami Peanut, or M1AM1PEANUNET.
P3.
P3, sorry, and TTV Assassin 983. So those two are now picked. So
well, what's interesting, by the way, is I had them to go as teammates, but go next. So unfortunately, the tier 2 streak is over. I had 4 from 4, and now sadly I have 4 from 5. Technically, 5 from 6 if you count my life, but we won't count team owners as my pick. He is the only team owner on the F5 grid. As you can see, that's the F7 graph. That's the F5 draft. So yeah, so far I had 4 from 4, but TTV Assassin and Miami Peanut, I had them go teammates, but I had them go next. 2 rookies, I believe.
Well, no, Assassin actually was an F4 racer last season. Had a couple of top 10 finishes. Was relatively often found towards the kind of the bottom end of F4. Although had a couple of good starts actually. Found a little bit of pace towards the end of it. And in particular, I think one qualifying in particular, he really shocked everybody, and was very close to getting the top 3. So he's one of those guys who actually has that potential to improve. And again, it's not to sound bad about Assassin. I thought that maybe he would be 6 or 7. I'm pleased to see him higher. It means that he's at least found some additional pace in this game. Miami Peanut, yes, he's a new one.
Yes, so we'll move on swiftly to the next person on the clock, which is Slow Dog, and there's a couple of people in there. In fact, there's one in there that I know that I don't think a lot of people do.
I think Slow Dog knows one of the guys that are left at least, so
yeah,
I would probably think he's going to pick him.
Yes, we have to wait and see what direction he goes. But he spoke, of course, done the F7 picks. He went rookie. With Hadsky, and then of course picking who did he pick for his two? I've completely forgotten now. It's slipped my mind. That Anity, and the one that looked like a mobile phone number. So now we're just waiting for Slow Dog. I have invited him. I'm waiting very shortly. And when you get to these picks in the rounds, it is difficult because do you take rookies because obviously the other team owners haven't quite fancied the experienced guys, or do you take a gamble on them and think, well, you've missed them, so I'm going to take advantage? What would you do, Si?
I think very much. Well, I was going to say maybe Lightshock's view is always looking at pairing experience with a rookie, and that's probably the way that I would tend to look at it. I know that Slow Dog does like to give the rookies a chance. But I think from my point of view is always having people to learn from each other, pairing, buddying up almost, and that would be certainly the way that I would tend to look at it.
Yes, well, just as quickly as we do that, the McLaren team owner is here. Slow Dog, welcome back to the stream.
Back,
How are you feeling?
Slow dog. Sorry.
Hello. I'm okay. You got me just entering the training grounds now, and sort of just rolled down my window, and you know what I mean. Just hang out and give you the answers that you want.
Is this Harry Red?
Come on then, Big Harry. Come on.
Who the fuck you picking?
Of course, the first person I'm going to sign is Nico Cranshire. I don't think anybody would fault him.
He pulled Defoe 4 times as well.
Hello. Evening. Yeah. There's really bad echo going on. What's happening?
That would be my mic, I think. I might change controller shortly, Mark.
Okay. Slow Dog, what's your picks before I start bursting out crying?
Well, I think I'm going to go for tier 1, Judgy 23. And it's like I'm stood in the Grand Canyon and I can just hear myself.
You've got a very limited kind of number of picks left.
Oh, this is weird. Right, for tier 2, so I can get out of here and get rid of the echo. We're going to go with Puny Chipmunk 735.
So you know Puny Chipmunk, you've raced against him last season. What's your thoughts beyond that pick?
Yeah, there's a race. There's the makings of a good driver there, and I think he'll. I've said it before. The thing with the tier 2 driver is that you want them to just. They don't have to pick up points every race, but they just have to work hard and pick up the odd points here and there when they can do. And I think Puny's. I think Puny will certainly do that for me.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for them 2 picks. Judgy, of course, not really known in F1XL, but is known in sister league WRL. Took 1 victory in their F2 league last season, and had a pretty good season after being promoted to F1 as well. So you've got a potential high caliber talent there.
Yes, I was aware that he raced elsewhere.
Did that influence your pick compared to the other tier 1 still on the board?
Yes.
Straight to the point. Love it.
Well, you know, Google. I can't find the rest of them on Google.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Love it.
Oh, right, that's the McLaren picks. Thank you very much, Slow Dog. We'll see you very shortly for the F3 side of things. Only a few more picks to go here, and we're going to get to the Ferrari of Carroll. So Carroll is the next guy to pick. He's down to 4 in tier 1 draft, but only down to 2 because Mylag is the team owner of Haas. So, you know, it's a little bit more difficult for him in that tier 2 side of things because he doesn't have 3 drivers to pick from at this stage.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of experience in these last few picks, but you know that could be make or break. You know that's where you sometimes find your big haulers. You know, you sort of pack horses is the rookies, and fingers crossed that you know he can make a good selection with what he's got. You know, it is a bit of a picking names out of a hat, which does sound a little bit generic, but you've got to do it. You know. sometimes you have to roll a dice. They are just waiting for him to jump in to give us his pick. And who knows, he might actually know these other guys from elsewhere, because that sometimes does happen where we don't know them, but they actually do themselves. So that can influence their pick. There's so many opportunities in the draft that you don't realise come up.
Yep. So only a handful of people left to pick, actually, some limited choices there. Your pick for this one actually hasn't gone yet either. So it'll be interesting to see who Carol actually goes with.
I could be right, but he is here.
I think he might be.
He is here now. Jack, welcome back to the draft stream. Obviously,
everyone.
this time a little more of a limited choice compared to the previous round, but still a bit of a tough decision.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's always going to be tough no matter who you've got left. But I still feel confident with the guys remaining that I've got a good lineup for F5.
Well, of course, and whenever you're ready, let us know who you're picking.
Alright, for tier 1, I'm going for Ite Landlord, and for tier 2, I'm going for ESI Hames.
Okay. Any particular reason? Do you know either of these guys?
Well, of course I did I was in the time trial team, so of course from first hand, I know some of these guys better than maybe some of the other team owners, so that gives me a bit of an edge, but obviously you don't know until the season starts. Those are just 5 lappers at the end of the day. But yeah, from the pace of Landlord anyway, he was in my top 3 picks to begin with. He definitely looked strong. And yeah, the tier 2 is always going to be a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident with Hames. He also looked pretty quick from what I've seen, so I've done my research, of course, as I've been doing so far.
Well, I'd say that's good, because you've got different inside knowledge that others don't have. So why not take advantage of it if it's there?
Mhm.
Si?
Of course.
Yeah, these are 2 very much unknown. So the only person who at least would have seen them, is yourself, Carol, because like you said, you're part of the time trial team there. So at least you've had an opportunity to see them both firsthand and see at least, not least, what their racecraft is like, but hopefully what their speed and what their positioning is like, and that can be quite key. Certainly down in, like we say, in the lower leagues, your positioning and your consistency is always something that is something that's definitely needed, especially when you go down to F5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Jack, thank you very much for joining us for F5. No doubt we'll see you very soon for F3. You've got around about a mid-tier pick in that one. But for now, thank you very much. And we'll see you.
Catch you later, lads.
See you in a bit, man. Well, next on the clock is Jimmy, and Jimmy only actually has one decision to make with tier 1, I believe.
Yep.
That is correct. So, Jimmy, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Yeah, good man. I'm good. Bit low pick here, so I'm forced to my tier 2. Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah, but hope he can do great. I don't know much about him. I don't know him, but I hope he will be good.
Yes. So anyway,
my tier 1, I'm going for NE1 LDS. I don't know how you pronounce it. If it's the one is a letter or something, I don't know.
Niels.
Niels. Okay. Well, it's him.
Well, yeah, 2 relatives unknowns, but you were kind of forced to your hand with that one, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But you know that could be a good thing.
Yeah. You don't know. How fast they are. They might be
I was
fast.
going to say, doesn't Niels race in another league?
That's Niels.
Okay.
That's a different one. Yeah.
He's in my team as well.
Yeah, he was selected in F2.
Yeah.
It's like we met that there, really.
Well, it sucks
Jimmy...
I don't have Roland for my Dutch team, but...
No, it was very nearly. The dream
yeah,
was
but
on.
I knew it when I saw his name that he's never gonna survive to me. So.
You actually did have the opportunity to take a Dutch in F7 as well, I believe. I think Cavi 74 is
I didn't know.
Dutchman.
I didn't know.
That's why in my mock I actually had him go to you because I thought, yeah,
I didn't know he was Dutch. I might have
Next time.
chosen that if you knew, if I knew.
Next time, man. Next time.
Next time, yeah.
But for now, I suppose we'll leave you to get prepping for F3 because there's not really many questions we can ask. You've got a high pick next round, so all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Jimmy, thick and fast. Question for Gareth. My Life, is he still unavailable or is he available now?
I believe he's unavailable. No, that doesn't really work. He's unavailable at the moment. I've sent him a message asking him, but he's got two drivers to pick from, so it's not a difficult question to answer. So hopefully it won't take too long. But
I've had a bit of a nightmare in this mock draft second half. No one's gone where I thought they would have. I had the chance, as Simon said, I had the chance with Ferrari, but that one came and gone. So now it's all down to My Life to make the right selection. I've got a 50% chance of getting this one right.
We'll see, mate.
Well, yeah, we're coming towards the end of F5, and now we can really talk a bit about the grid. There's at least 4 or 5 drivers in there that are title favourites already.
I was going to say I would pick either. It's going to be. It might even be one of the newbies. Maybe Peanut, obviously one of the fast ones. Landlord, where you're looking at consistency. I'm going to go out and say I think my pick here is probably going to be a tier 2 driver. I think Norris or Scrub actually will end up winning it.
The only problem with Norris is he is running no line this year, so it's the first time he's doing it. So it's going to take him a little while to pick up. I think this is why he might be a little bit slower and why he's a little bit lower down than we expected. So, I mean, he's slowly taking each assist off, and I think maybe not.
He'll
season
come good
18.
towards after a couple of races, but I think that's. Sorry, I was going to say I think he'll come good after a couple of races. I think he'll start to kind of get used to the line, especially if he practices as much as he normally does.
I'm still siding with the Williams teammate of Norris, Key 11. I think he's going to be the guy to really watch out for. Maybe not the first couple of races, but after he gets settled in with, I think he's in a really, I don't want to say the perfect team. He is in a really good team for him to learn. There's some really good drivers there, and Big Will is a really enthusiastic team owner. I've had a couple of chats with him this season, in this pre-season bit, and he's really looking forward to this. So I think he's in the right place, and I think he's going to be the one to watch really for the season.
Well, let's see if he can go one better than his father, of course, who managed second place in season 16 in F3 behind Ash Rainbow. Obviously went on to be the F3 champion, and also come out, of course, as a high pick in F2 last night. Went first overall to Alpha Tauri in F2 Tier 2, and also the F4 champ Frosted. Let's see if he can go one better, though, than his dad. Fingers crossed for Kai. All the best in F1XL, of course. But we're still awaiting for the Haas pick. Any sign of it coming in?
He has chosen Pro Syndicate FTW for his teammate, his lead car in F5, which leaves Landlord, 8 Landlord maybe? I don't know.
No, it's
the Alfa Romeo driver.
Landlord's already been picked, mate.
Is it?
It leaves Luke Schaff.
Luke Schaff.
Yes.
I picked the wrong
Luke
one.
Schaff,
My
sorry,
bad.
as the Alfa Romeo.
Cool. So Luke Schaff. There we go.
Yeah, Luke Schaff goes to free agency. Pro Syndicate joins My Life as a team. So now that's the full of F5 done and dusted. And yeah, overall, a very good league. And I think there's some rookies in there that very much could prove us wrong. Who knows, Pro Syndicate could come out to be a good one despite being picked as the final one. And Luke Schaff could be a surprise. You know, he's in the free agent team and has got a chance to prove each team owner that passed him up wrong. And that will conclude it. So, Si, full rundown of F5.
Ah, okay. So you want me to do it again? That's fine. So the Williams got some an interesting and unknown for the first one. Key 1-1 is partnered by F1XL Norris and the Alpines, the Alpines, however you want to say it. Mr. Tazo and Kendo. That will be a very, very interesting partnership. Both very, very hard racers. The AlphaTauri, PRS Roro and Hortin. Hortin's obviously got a point to prove. Aston Martin is Unreal Salmon and Bonita. The Red Bulls, Miami Peanut, TTV Assassin 983. So good luck, certainly to Peanut and Assassins. McLaren, Judgy and Puny Chipmunk. Puny Chipmunk, I obviously know, was a good racer. Ferrari got 8 Landlord and Yasse Haynes. With Mercedes, Niels and Lewis MP0705. And Haas in Pro Syndicate FTW, and of course My Life because he didn't have any choice, and Luke Sheff left in the Alfa Romeo.
Well, thank you very much, Simon. That was F5 done and dusted. And my predictions, well, I only got the top 4 in Tier 2 right, everyone else wrong. So far, out of the 2 leagues, I have selected 9 drivers correctly, which is not bad, really, when you consider it.
I would say that's very good considering the field, mate.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. But that concludes F5. It's now time to move swiftly along towards F3 and a grid that looks unbelievable once again. F3 has always been a very competitive tier because it's those that too good for F4, are trying to work their way into F2 and F1, and this time it looks like drivers that are so close to getting into F2 and even knocking on the door of F1, but they're just missing that little bit, which means this league is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. But let's go down the draft order with the team owners. It's Lightshock first, so a little bit nicer in for Lightshock in today's stream. F1XL Jimmy taking the 2nd pick with Scotsman the 3rd pick. So I know he's a busy day. He's got a busy day, sorry. But he's got a lot of work to do here as well. Carroll with the 4th pick with F1XL Dom the 5th pick. TES Big Williams all the way down as the 6th pick there with Mylag the 7th pick. 8th pick goes to Slow Dog and Trolled for the first time having the last pick.
The last say.
Go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying the last say. That was it. Sorry, you can go on.
So I was going to say, so Lightshock for the first time having the 1st pick, of course, had the 2nd pick of the previous round, and this is what we mean. Yesterday, he had horrid luck. He had really horrible picks, but still drafted quite well, I have to say, despite those picks that he was given. But today is a bit more in his favour. He's got the 1st pick in this round, and for all of the final 3 picks, he's in the top half of the field. Let's, of course, send him the invite, and we'll get ready to jump in, of course. And big talking points about F3, up and down the field. But for Lightshock as well, this is a very, very tough decision because there's so many drivers in here that have a lot of potential.
There's a huge amount of talent in this league. It's going to be certainly difficult for everybody to certainly for anybody to pick anybody or to at least differentiate between the 2 paces. There's potential. There's people who've been champions here. There's potential champions in here, and some people who are tier 1s and tier 2s, so you wouldn't expect to see here actually as well. This is going to be. This is going to be a commentator's dream. This league, because it's going to be so close.
Absolutely spot on, I think so.
Are you coming back to comms then, Si? Yeah, this is your league. Yeah.
We've discussed that, and there is something that I do need to do before I can start commentating again. But I would be very much interested in rejoining the commentating team once I'm ready.
Well, absolutely. This is the important thing to mention, of course. F3 is the only league, one of the 2 leagues tonight that doesn't feature a team owner. So every single team owner is selecting 2 drivers. However, every tier 2 is guaranteed a seat because there is only 9 tier 2s on the list. However, a full 10 at tier 1s is guaranteed to be a reserve in that one as well.
Yes, yeah, and there's looking down the tiers as well. There's certainly a couple of tier ones there. I was surprised by, and there are a couple there who I would have thought who may have kind of been F4 or F5 pace. So certainly it's interesting to see them in tier one seats in this game. Maybe they've found a little bit of pace that they didn't have in the previous game. So it'd be interesting to see where they do end up actually as well.
I have to admit as well, whoever doesn't get picked and has that alpha seat, they shouldn't feel bad about it, because this is a hell of a difficult choice. Everyone on that list deserves a seat, and everyone. Lightshock has the hardest choice of all, because he's got to have one driver out of all those. That is incredibly tough, and I don't know where he's going to go. I honestly don't know how he's going to pick this one.
Nor do I. It's a very tough decision, and we'll have to wait to see who he goes with when he jumps in the party. As you mentioned, there's title winners in this league. There's a lot of prospects. It's almost like when we've done F2, and I've done stats for F2. There were so many drivers that could have been champions. Nevertheless, he's in the party to tell us the picks.
Oh, you talk about potential, you talk about blue chipper drivers, and you talk about potentially burning in the light. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, this, well, hello gentlemen, this one was tough. Oh,
Good evening.
crap. Hello.
I can certainly imagine.
Yeah, this is, I mean, the last one was also very tough, like I said, obviously with the three drivers I had on tier one. I dare say this is probably going to be the toughest decision I have to make in the whole of the draft, because obviously last night a lot of the decisions were made easier by the fact that I had the worst positions, but having the first pick in F3 with a field that looks like this, oh my god. That's all I can say right now. But, having deliberated, I do have picks. So, my F3 Tier 1 pick for Alpine. A driver who was hoping to have been slightly higher than F3, but considering the level of talent, I can see why he's remained here, and it's going to be Chips and Davey. My first pick from my first pick.
Good choice.
Yeah, I actually saw it in the chat. I don't know if it was a chat or it was Twitter, but he was hoping to be F2. Hasn't quite made it, but I think if he's still got the Chips and Davey form of the F4 champion a couple seasons ago, I reckon he could be one to watch in this league. And I think Chips and Davey is definitely going to be one of the anchors of Alpine. I'm hoping for anyway. As for my tier 2 pick, now this was equally difficult. There are a lot of very good drivers in this tier 2 lineup. And I'm going for this one because I have raced with him before. I've seen what he's capable of. And I know he's consistent. I'm going with Joshua 22 for my tier 2 driver.
I got both of them right. Yes.
Wow. Hey! You got a nice one.
I did.
Hey, nice one, Jack. Yeah, Joshua, I've raced with him. I think I raced with him in Alpine a couple of seasons. Not Alpine, AlphaTauri, sorry. A couple of seasons ago. I also saw him in the Tazo Warder. He was actually on my team. He was very solid and consistent on a fairly slow tyre, and was also a very good team player as well, I noticed. Like, he was always making sure to let faster drivers through if they want like the quicker tyre. He's a good team player, and he's a very solid driver, and I'm hoping the combination of Chips and Davey and Joshua will be a very good one. Hello, Joshua.
I have to say, selecting the runner-up in F3 last season, the F5 champion, there's backing that there's proof here. You've picked two drivers that have proven to everyone, I think, that they are the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got, former champions here, and like I said, this was still not an easy pick by any means. There are some fantastic drivers in this division. If anything, F1 is probably going to be one of the easier picks, I feel, seeing as I can't even make one of them. I mean, surely I've got to be in there now because I'm not here. I can reveal that. So yeah, that's probably going to be one of my easier picks. But yeah, I'm happy with this, and the team is really starting to take shape now. And yeah, this is going well.
Well, Jimmy's
awesome.
chosen his, and he wants you out of the party, mate.
Well, I'll shut
He's
up and
a-
let him
yeah,
make his
go on,
choices then. All right, Mr. Mercedes boy, you don't have to be patient. I'll see you
Fuck
on
off, man.
track. Catch you in a bit, man.
See you in a bit, man. Thank you very much.
Bye, Mark.
Well, Jimmy, you here? Tough
Yeah.
decision.
Oh my god, this is so hard. I still can choose. It's the hardest pick I did have to do yet.
Before you pick the tier 1 guys in that,
Oh my god.
how
they're so
difficult
hard.
is that? Because one of them is going to end up without a seat, and it doesn't feel right, does it?
I can imagine that actually that one of them doesn't have a seat. I still can't choose so hard. Can I say my tier 2 first?
You certainly can.
It's gonna be Greeners. Greeners is my tier 2.
Greeners,
Your
to
neck of the woods,
Mercedes.
Si.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Joe. He's a strong, consistent racer, and he has the ability to mix it up on the podium. So that's a really, really strong choice.
Yeah, and I know him pretty good as well. So I was with him in Haas last season. So
Didn't- Didn't he spin at Austria in the pit lane in a Mercedes?
He did, yeah.
He's trying to forget that, I think.
Oh, he will never. He will
won't be
never
allowed
forget
to
it.
forget that.
No, he would not be allowed.
It's in the intro as well, so he's screwed.
Yeah, it's in the intro. So
And your tier 1 pick then, Jimmy, who are you going
I'm going for Bennett. Yeah, I said it, Bennett.
for? Yeah, there we go. F3 champion
Yeah,
Um,
F3 champion.
of last season. So, all in all, for a second pick, it was tough, but I think you've got a very consistent team there.
Yeah, I think so as well. Two strong guys. They can do very well in F3.
Awesome.
But this
Si?
choice, man, was hard.
Yeah.
Strong
certainly
grid.
was.
Yeah, it's a very strong grid. Bennett's a strong pick. Somebody I don't know a huge amount about, but yeah, Greeners is just he's a good pick. So actually, and I assume obviously you saw those people you pretty much knew straight away, Jimmy.
And Greeners I knew straight away. Actually, he was my first choice. And for tier 1, yeah, there's a lot of good names there. So, but Bennett was one of my top choices, and I picked him. So I know he's quick. I saw what I saw from him so far this game.
Yeah, I
Good
absolutely agree with you.
choices.
I think you've made a spot on right call. Yeah.
I think so as well.
Well, Jimmy, 2 picks left to make
Yeah, the
Um,
big ones.
in the draft. So
Looking forward to it.
we'll see you very soon.
Yes. See you.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. So, Bennett and Greeners go to Mercedes, the defending F3 champion, and a man that has been very consistent and very strong in F4 last season. Of course, took 1 victory, so of course that came at Russia. So proof that he can win races at the minute in F1XL. So overall, I think that's a solid team in F3. Your immediate reaction?
Is that me or Gareth?
That
said
was to
so.
you.
All right, I didn't hear the side bit at the start, so just your immediate reaction. I think I've already given it, to be honest with you. Bennett, really, really quick, F3 champion, defending F3 champion. And it'd be interesting to see, obviously, Chips and Davey and Bennett reigniting that rivalry they had last season. Greeners, specialist pit lane spinner. But again, he has the ability to take 1 or 2 podiums and certainly upset the apple cart, and he will be a very, very quality teammate to Bennett actually as well. So I think that's he's always shown some promise. It's
I'll
just up
quickly
to him to
update
fulfill
you.
it.
I quickly updated 2 picks in on the mock draft. I had Joshua go tier 2. I had Bennett actually go first because I thought the F3 champion made sense to be defending, but Light Shock, of course, went for Chips and Davey. I had him go third. I think there's someone in between that has proven to be a good caliber higher up, and I thought would be a bit of a reach option. And Green as well, I had him go down to fourth because I think there's 2 others in there. One's consistent, one's got pace. But I'm sure Scotsman is ready to go, Gareth. Has he brought his picks in?
He's given me 1 pick, so before I go further, I just want to quickly say, Carbon brought it up, and quite rightly, an F3 champion staying in F3. What on earth is that about? We've had F2 champions stay in F2. We've had F1 drivers go down to F2 tier 2. That's just how competitive this season has been, or this season looks like it's going to be from the time trials. This is such a difficult pick, and this is why these guys, these team owners are having such a hard choice about it. And I don't blame them, to be honest. It's really, really difficult. But I do have the first pick, obviously, from Scotsman, who's enjoying Aberdeen, I think, losing now. But it's Fizzy Jam Jam as his tier 1 pick.
Done his research.
Wow.
Done his research.
Yep.
And then his second pick is TES Rosberg.
Wow.
Ooh.
He knows something we don't. He must know something we don't. Obviously, start off, we'll talk about Fizzy Jam Jam. Well, I know him, of course. He's a WRL F2 champion last season. And, of course, was the pole sitter in the Tier 2 race of the Taz Water event. And, well, for Rosberg, he's not had the best luck, but maybe he could turn it round.
So I was going to say Fizzy Jam Jam, if I remember rightly, wasn't he your pick for driver of the day on Sunday as well?
He was. He was.
Yes. And yeah, I was going to say Rosberg. I think with Rosberg, it's always been about consistency, really, hasn't it? I think
so.
Things have always got in his way, and he's lost a little bit of. I was going to say the problem is maybe once he sees the season go out of sight, it might be it. But certainly, he can if he stays in the grid. He's like Greeners. He's got the potential to certainly mix things up. He's got consistency. He can be quick, and he can be very quick under the right conditions. So he's another one who potentially could upset the apple cart.
I do have to say, though, about the Rosberg pick, I don't mean to bring up bad stats, but of course, in his last 2 seasons in F1XL, he has actually retired mid-season. Let's hope this season could be the season where he turns it around. This could be very much a nut-up or shut-up situation. But yeah, Scotsman, I think, has got 2 fantastic drivers. Only got 2 picks left to make. I still think, by the way, if Rosberg, I had to go way down. I thought he was going to fall down a little bit, but he's been taken at number 3. There's still 2 drivers in there, and also another tier 1 in there I think could go higher. But next on the board is the man that always looks to try and pick based on pace. Has definitely had his say. Carroll next up for Ferrari.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one what Carroll does in this situation. But I honestly think Pingers sums it up in the chat. Rosberg always shines in F3, just could never translate it into F2. This could be his year to prove us all wrong again. But this, I feel sorry for Troll down in the last pick, but I also think he's got the best of it here. Yeah, I think he's going to be an interesting one there. Definitely.
Yes, and let me just wait for... There he is. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Carroll, welcome back to the Draft Night stream. Very tough decision, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the toughest one yet. There's so much quality to choose from. It's so difficult.
Yeah. Anyone gutted that you've lost that you thought could have been a good pick?
This is gonna come as a shock, but I was actually hoping I could be left with Fizzy Jam Jam. Yeah. I knew Bennett and Chips would be gone instantly. That was always part of it. So I think they'll finish 1 and 2 comfortably in F3 if they don't get moved up to F2. But yeah, I'd say Fizzy Jam Jam is definitely going to be up there this season too. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed that he wasn't left there, but I think that my backup choices more than make up for it. So
Absolutely. I mean, I had actually Fizzy Jam Jam to go to you, so we both missed out on that one. Nevertheless, time for the picks.
yeah. All right. So F3 Tier 1, I will be going for Party Hard. And F3 Tier 2, I'll be going for Sync Smoldy.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. I have to say, I had them going a bit further down, but Party Hard, nice to see him back after I believe he took a bit of a hiatus last season. And Smoldy, of course, someone who's not racing F1XL, but has plenty of experience outside of the race. And was that an influence in the choice?
Well, I seen Sync in front of his name, and I was like, well, if he's in Sync, he can't be shit, can he? So,
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of people in Sync. I know Viper's actually part of Sync, driver manager, I think. Harvey's in Sync, and you all know how good Harvey is, especially last season. F1XL champion, so yeah. If he's in Sync, he's got to be something to him.
We've definitely picked a fan favourite, judging by the chat.
Yeah. Party Hard as well. Whenever I did race him in F2, not last season, but the season before, I'd say he was around my pace, maybe a bit quicker than me. So I'm sure he's got a lot to work on after being out of it for a season. But once he gets up to pace, he will be up there, getting plenty of points, podiums. I'm confident of that. So yeah, happy with those picks.
Absolutely. Sai?
Yeah, Party Hard obviously heard of. Sync is like you said, he's a new one, but if he's a member of a racing team, then at least he's got to be relatively good. Party Hard is gonna. I think he'll definitely finish very, very well. I can't remember exactly where he finished last time he finished the full season. I think was it second a couple of years ago or a couple of seasons ago. But he's always been quick.
Carol.
Who's got the echo? Because it's really.
I think it's me. I'm not sure.
I think it's Jack. It's Carol.
Might be.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's definitely you. I've just checked.
Anyway, but we'll say thank you very much, Carol. 2 picks left to go in the draft, and then that'll be you done. So we'll see you very soon.
Yep. Speak to you for F1. See you soon.
Yeah. Of course, Carol has the very first pick of the F1 side of things, so we'll look forward to seeing him. Then next on the list, though, the ever so faithful and ever reliable and ever nervous F1XL Dom, who is in now.
Hello, chaps.
Hello again.
Doesn't get any easier, does it? Oh boy.
No, really don't. Really don't.
Can I go tier 2 again first? I know I've asked that before.
Of course you can. Of course. Any order you like, we'll bring.
Right. This pick is based on the charity event, VR Tris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was great
Absolutely.
on the team. So he's my pick there. Tier 2. Tier 1, well, you might almost have put me on the clock for this one. I'll be honest.
5, 4.
Not literally 5 seconds. Jeez.
There is
You know
some
what?
good drivers, isn't there?
There really is.
Party Hard Jam has not signed up, just so you know. I think he's going to be without F1XL for a few more months yet, maybe even years.
I'm not going to lie, I was looking for Jam, but I did saw he wasn't there. It's a shame. Hope he signs up. Anyway, You know what? Jellyman Tim.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good choice.
thank you. Yeah, I know he did very well last season where he was. So
Well, Si,
hopefully he
that's very
continues
much your
that.
neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah. Explain, sorry.
I was talking about him in the before we actually started streaming, and I was telling you about how highly I did rate him actually, and I felt that he could go on to a higher league, and I think F3 will be perfect for him. Managed a few podiums just towards the back end of the season. Really found his pace. Probably, like I said, found his pace in the second half of the season, and managed podiums. And was very humble about him, very humble about it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think that he is going to be a very strong pick for you, mate.
He was top 5, wasn't he?
Ultimately, yes. That only
Yeah.
really started coming in the second half. Like I said, in the second half of the season, his
Okay.
first half was still got consistent points finishes, top 10 certainly, but it wasn't until kind of race 10 or 11 that he really started threatening the podiums, and started scoring consistent podiums from about race 13 onwards. Yeah, again, I do rate him because his pace has just skyrocketed.
Thank you for
and
the
if he's
stat man,
yeah.
Simon. That's made me feel a lot better. Thank you.
If he shows the same level of improvement in this game as he had in the last game, then you do have a title challenger there. Maybe not a title winner, but certainly a title challenger.
Also,
Well,
awesome to see such good support for him in the chat. A lot of
I'm
people
glad to see that.
really
Yeah.
happy to see Jellyman get picked. And, well, best of luck to you next season, obviously,
Yep.
with him in your team. And only 2
Thank you,
picks
Jack.
left to go.
Oh, and good luck, Will. Big Williams.
There he is. He's in.
See you later.
Williams is in the party. Thank you very much, Dom. 2 picks to go for him, but this man has still got to make 4. 2 of them just now. Will, welcome back to the stream. Tough choice.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, my first choice, obviously, probably the most popular one was Chips and Davy. I really wanted him because I watched him in F3 last season, and I know how quick he is. So, but yeah, this is just getting tougher and tougher the higher the leagues we go up. But I think I'm gonna fall in Dom's side of things and do the tier 2 first. I'm actually gonna take mechanics.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Steady option.
Yep. I mean, I watched him in F3 as well. I know how quick he can be, and he's really consistent. So, not much more you can ask
Solid
for.
point scoring. Solid point scoring move. I did keep half an eye on F3 as well. He, like I say, he did usually finish in the the top 5 or 6 certainly.
Yep.
In most of the races, apart from a couple of DNFs, but he was he's solid. He's consistent. Yeah, he's a good pick.
Finished 7th overall for AlphaTauri season.
Definitely a good pick for tier 2. The tier 1, I'm still up in the air because it's just I'm probably going to have to kick him up the arse a couple of times, but I'm going to go Dom the Noodle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a gamble, but you know what?
It's,
if you can handle him, he's unreal.
Do you know what it is? It's a massive gamble because I know he can get a bit hot-headed behind the wheel and sometimes causes some issues, but I'm going to give him a good kick up the arse this season, so hopefully he'll do well.
Well, Dom comes out and ends up going to Williams to join Big Will. So all in all, steady team there. One driver that I think people are a little bit unsure about. His recent pace has shown that he's looking good. Another one solid pick. You've kind of got the best of both worlds, don't you think, Will?
Yeah, but it's not just that. I've also got Dom's brother and Sempa as well, so...
There's brother teams everywhere. You've got both the brothers at Red
Yep.
Bull. You're going to have both the brothers at Williams. The family affair, this shit.
Yep, I mean, I'm trying to get my son to start racing. But it might be a bit too early for that yet. He's only 14, so... so
I
but we'll
believe
see.
we have had back in season 2. There was a 14-year-old racing with us then.
Yeah, I'm not even going to repeat what Noodle just said.
But
Yeah, but
I do know there were a couple of younguns racing with us, back in the fledgling days. And some of whom have gone on to become standard and old standard bearers for F1XL as well.
Well,
yeah.
Will, thank you very much. 2 picks to go. We'll no doubt see you very soon for the F1 picks. But for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, whilst we have a brief second as we wait for my life, I'll talk about my mock draft. If you can see it, it's a bit of a nightmare at the minute. The entire second team is still yet to come out. That's how surprised I am about this round. There's a couple of mid ones still left, and a lot of the later ones have gone. I had Dom able to fall down a little bit. I thought people would potentially, due to the problems he had last season.
There is one here who I'm absolutely shocked in Tier 1 that hasn't been picked yet, and it was your second pick.
Yeah, I'm stunned as well, but we'll have to wait and see who comes out, whether he comes out next. Gareth, is My Life available, or is he still unavailable?
I have sent him an invite, so he should be coming in.
Ah, okay.
Which is incredibly. He's back home now, so he should be coming in. Let's move back over to the F3 draft, and I mean, I put Dom the Noodle down as the Tier 1 driver, and then he went, "Oh no, let's go to mechanics," and I accidentally pasted Dom's name into the Williams before I had to quickly delete it. But these 2 drivers were in my team for the Taz Warder event, and there was a lot of banter between the 2 of them. They might not, like in the chat, they might be like at each other's throats, but I reckon that is a really quite a strong partnership, because those 2 will be pushing each other to the limits. I know it doesn't always work out, but I reckon if Will gets it right, he could have a very, very strong Williams F3.
I think you're bang on with that. I think you're absolutely bang on. I think there's two polar opposites, I think, but that does create a good reaction. So we'll have to wait and see how that one works out. But only 3 picks left in F3, of course, and only 3 Tier 2s left to pick from. And what's interesting as well is only one of them is unknown.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, you're right.
Because the other we had 2 rookies in essentially. We had Vitris and we had the other guy, whose his name I won't mention. And technically
Sync.
And Sync Smoldy, of course. Yes, Sync Smoldy, of course. Sorry. Yes.
I'm just going to quickly shout out to Beastie, as he has given us some bits for his son being signed for a team, which is a great achievement as well. Quite high up as well. That's great for Key 1-1. But also, he passed his GCSEs today, so
well done, Ben.
Congratulations.
Well done, Ben's boy.
Congratulations. Do we need to plot the Jeremy Clarkson tweet? The one where he's like, "Well, I got 15 U's and I turned out okay."
No comment.
Does that every year, yeah.
So I've sent him another invite. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he will only accept your invite.
I don't know. Maybe so. I will find him and send him an invite as well, of course. But so far, it's been quite an efficient draft. What are we? 9 o'clock. You've only got just 1 round left after these final 3 picks.
We're doing very well. We're motoring through at the moment.
Yeah.
And
here he is. Here he is. As if by magic. Hopefully he connects. That'd be a good start. There we go. My Life. Welcome to night 2. Your first time picking yourself. How do you feel?
Good evening.
Of course. Had to get the entrance music in there. How you feel?
Picking yourself is a lot more stressful than just sending a text. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But it's never easy, regardless of what league you're picking. and I think a lot of people have said this, but with the way the new game is, everyone's mixed about. There's F4 drivers up in F1 and F2 back in F5, and it's very mixed. And yeah, trying to figure out who you want is very, very difficult.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a tough pick even this far down. There's still some really good talents in there that could surprise people that missed on them.
Some really, really interesting picks there.
Come on, lag. Come on, my lag. Come on.
So
Spit it out.
sorry, I'm just lagging out here. I'm just lagging out what I want to say. So it's very difficult having the lower down picks because you kind of not left with many options. But I had good picks yesterday, it balances itself out. Tier 1 pick is a difficult one, but I'm gonna go with ST Lee.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Go to your tier 2. Go to your tier 2.
I'll come back to that in a minute. And my tier 2, I'm gonna go with consistency and a good driver and lots of pace. Conte.
There we
Nice
go.
pick. Nice pick.
There we go. It's about time Conte
I
came
did
out.
want to get mechanics just to make him suffer in the Haas, but unfortunately he's gone. So
Yeah. Interesting though that you signed St. Lee. Been a consistent F4 driver the past few seasons. Makes the jump up to F3. Got a bit of faith in him.
I have. I think looking at it, as you said, he's been a consistent F4 driver, and now he's jumped to F3 Tier 1. So to jump up the whole league, and he's above F3 drivers. As an F3 Tier 1 for him, he's above F3 Tier 2 drivers that were F3 Tier 1 last season.
I was going to
So I'm
ask, what's
looking
your
at it
kind of
and thinking there's a lot of pace. He is consistent, and I do have confidence in what he can do for the team.
So,
And
Kieran,
I thought I'd
what's your
take a
thoughts
chance on
behind
him.
it, considering that he's never really challenged the podiums yet?
The thought behind it's a very different game to the last game. And going into this season, that's kind of my thought process behind every pick. It's so different that someone that hasn't challenged for podiums before can very easily do it this season.
I think that's an excellent point. He's only going to get better at the minute. I think he's a potential talent and is someone that, if he has the right things and he gets the right backing, fair play to him, he can go on to do well. And Conte as well, I think in particular is the big talking point. I had him go second. I thought he was going to be a set in stone driver that would go towards the front. He's fallen down the order. Surely the aim for him in the Haas is to prove the critics wrong.
I mean, I'm absolutely shocked that he wasn't picked before I got here. As you said, you did him seventh. I'm seventh pick. You did him second. I'm seventh pick. I honestly thought he's got to be one of the best drivers to pick out of that tier 2 list. So for me to be able to get him at seventh is just a big steal, and it reminds me of last season's draft in F2 when I was, I think, second last pick in the F2 order, and I still managed to get a Phantom Wizard from that, and he went on to win quite a few races and many podiums. So if I can get the same with Conte here, I'll be very happy.
Absolutely. Well, for now, Kieran, we'll say thank you very much. 2 picks to go left for you in the draft. But
And
for
they're
now,
the 2 hardest ones as well.
they will be certainly 2 very hard picks. But for now, I hope you have a fantastic preparation. We'll see you for F1.
See you for F1.
Well, as if by magic, the next team owner is here. Slow Dog, we're on the clock.
You likening me to Mr. Ben? Giving away my age. Hello. Good evening. Are you sitting comfortably? Wow, that, jeez, yeah, wow. What an what is it? F3. Jeez, yeah, that was the list. I mean,
Certainly was.
It's not much of one anymore, is it? There's not very many drivers left.
no, there isn't. But
But I do think I know who you're going to pick.
well, do you? Here we go.
Yes, I do.
There's a driver that hasn't been picked, which I'm quite surprised that.
I'm insanely surprised. I'm very happy. But I'm going to go in reverse order. For T2 drafts, I'm going to go for Molbot 2050.
Going for the rookie. I like it.
New one?
Not a rookie, no. Yeah, he was here last season, I think. But he was in F2 previously. Sort of did what an F2, a tier 2 driver should do, pick up the odd point here and there. Didn't get too many, but what you often find is that a season worth of experience, drivers come into the second one, they know what the score is, they're a bit more settled, a bit more relaxed. He's come down a division, I think that will probably help him. So yeah, you know, and we're all here. We've got some seasoned pros knocking around to help him. I think he'll do a good job, you know, pick up a few points. It was there's some strong people obviously in that tier 2, but he was on the list of, okay, I could be interested in him if you know, if other things don't go quite my way. So very happy with Molbot. But for my first pick, I'm going to quote. But there's a band called Pulp back in the 90s, and I'm going to quote one of their lyrics. Oh, is this the way they say the future's meant to feel, or just 20,000 people standing in a field? And I just don't quite understand what this feeling is. But that's okay, because I'm picking Billy the Wiz.
Yes!
Hey!
Oops, that was my choice wrong.
I knew
Who did
exactly.
you? Well,
you were
no,
gonna
don't
pick
tell me,
Billy.
but absolutely, Billy the Wiz. Third in F4 last season, absolutely consistent. Finished most of the races. I think he only had a couple where he was unfortunate enough not to finish. Race winner, fast as fudge.
Got an incident
yeah.
or two in him, though, Mark.
He has got an incident or two in him, but you know, again, going into second season, more experience now, and he knows what the score is. There's some very, very, very good quality drivers around him, and the better quality drivers you have around you, the more you improve your own game. You learn from that. So, yeah, if I think he'll pick up some damn good points for me this season.
I think you're absolutely spot on with that. Billy the Wiz was actually the man that I had to go second. I thought that was how high he was going to be touted, because I thought pace-wise he is pretty damn fast. So that's why I had him to go higher.
I think he'll find it. I think he'll find it a difficult season, but I think any one of those tier 1 drafts are going to find it a difficult season.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with that one. But I think you'll make a hell of a team out of them two drivers. It's another steal. I think you probably win the best stealer of the draft, because you keep having low down picks and you actually keep coming out with some pretty good drivers.
Yes, I'm happy with that. I must say, there's one of the drivers that I was looking at, and it was very much a toss-up, and I actually really did want the other guy, because I think he's at this stage really underrated, and I think he's going to have a barnstorming season and do very, very well for if he gets picked. He might not, but it was a bit of a toss-up between the two. Do I go with who I know will deliver, or who I think will probably deliver? And I went with who I know will deliver in the end.
Well,
yes, you're right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's me. I'll bugger off now. I'll see you in a bit.
I'll see you for F1.
Yeah, so Billy the Wiz, a fantastic pick there, I think. As I said before, we all thought he was higher. He's got some pure pace. I think by watching him and a lot of F4 last season, his racecraft could probably do with a little bit of improvement. has an incident or two with him, just does need to judge his distances ever so slightly, and certainly his braking distances can be an issue. But he has, if there's one thing that Billy the Wiz has got, that is pure race pace.
Well, I have to say, brilliant picks. We move on to the final pick of F3, and sadly, Trolled, you've only got one pick to make, but the tier 2 is actually not a bad driver.
Honestly, the tier 2, I can honestly say this. If I had a pick in, if I had the 3rd or 4th pick, he probably would have gone then. Because I raced with him in F3 last season. I know, even if his pace is still sort of on that level, he can do damage. So I'm still happy with that.
I'm surprised he didn't go sooner as well.
Yeah,
Who is it, just
I
for
was
the
expecting
record?
him to
Announce
go
it.
from anywhere between about Carroll to My Life. I was expecting him to go in that area, and he's just fallen and
It's
fallen. But I think that just shows
Weenies, isn't it,
testament.
for tier 2?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that just shows testament to us on the grid. But wait, go on. Were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say, obviously, Senior Weenies is the F2 pick. Unfortunately, been forced into that one, but as you said, happy with that one. But your tier 1 pick.
I'm seeing who you've just clicked on. Sorry to stop you there, Troll, briefly. I've seen you've just clicked on, and I think I agree. I think you might go with that one, Jack.
Yeah. Anyway, Trolled, reveal it.
It seems that I tend to have a controversial driver in my team every year. Last year we had Don the Noodle, and this year we could have Jamie the Gee.
Yes, too right.
No.
I
Yeah.
thought that one might stand up a bit.
No. It's not because of Jamie the Gee. The one you didn't pick, he was incredible for me in the Taz versus Warder event. I really like this guy. I really wanted him to get a seat.
With consistency in F4. That was Dan's biggest problem. Taking the final free seat is Dan Jahar 1990. So yeah, he struggled with F4. I think that may be the reason why he went unpicked. So it's not a huge shock, but I am disappointed because when he did manage to get some consistency, but did struggle with a little bit with pace. But maybe this, like I said, this game has proven so far to be very, very different, and I think he may cause some team owners to at least regret their decision.
So this is the driver that I accidentally put in McLaren instead of Billy the Wiz, and this is the one that Slow Dog was choosing between. But to be honest, I think other than on draft night for Taz versus Warder event when he became Hanjad, I can't remember because it switched his name around. I thought this guy was going to get picked. This was one of the drivers I was thinking, like, I pretty much, him and Chips and Davey were the two I was like, those two are getting picked. But
that is the biggest reaction I've ever seen to someone ever not getting picked.
You should know I don't go by the script.
But I've got to admit, Trolled is right with what he says. He picks the controversial
I love a
ones.
controversial driver. I love
And they're generally, it's not the controversial ones that are controversial for you, though. They become like mellow when
Don
they're
the
with
Noodle
you.
to Jamie the G. Talk about going basically one side of the moral compass. Yeah.
I want to see some fucking
I mean, right.
controversial
I'm
dickheads in F1
devastated
now.
for Dan. Let's just say, but we have to say about Jamie. Fantastic talent in F2. Probably could have been champion if it wasn't for the mid-season slump that we saw him have and was overtaken by Joshua. Really didn't end the season well. However, I've got faith that Jamie can prove the critics wrong this season, and I think personally, Troll to have him 9th is criminal. I had him to go 5th. I thought someone would take a gamble on him this season. However, it's fallen to Troll, and I think he's bang on.
If I'm being honest, I probably should have done a bit more research then, because I thought Dan was a rookie. I'd never heard the name.
He's friends with Party Hard and Prophet Meaty, so he's only ever going to get quicker.
Hey, prove me wrong. Good luck to you.
Oh,
Right.
trolled. I love
I,
that.
don't, I don't regret my pick. So
No, you're cool. It's all cool. It's all cool.
yeah. Right, well.
So, yes,
What-
as you can
what
see, my
pick have I got
prediction
next?
was pretty wrong. We'll
Fourth or
reveal
fifth?
that shortly. Keep watching.
Oh.
Um,
I'm just judging by the phone.
So, yeah, so that will conclude F3. Thank you very much, Troll, for your time, of course. As you can see by the
I'll
predictions,
see you shortly.
I was pretty wrong. 2 were correct in that league. However, that league very much threw me a lot of spanners in the works. I thought team owners were going to go a little bit different with the way they drafted this league, but they very much went sort of the way I think most expected them to. However, it's now time to do the full rundown of the F3 grid, so I'll hand over to our good friend Simon. Who have we got racing F3, Si?
Always do, and I'm looking at the wrong bit right now. So here we go. Alpine got to choose first with some strong picks. F3 champion, F5 champion, Chips and Davey, and then Joshua. Mercedes picked Bennett and Greeners. Greeners again a strong pick, as well as Bennett, the F3 champion. I beg your pardon. Chips and Davey was the F3 runner-up. Red Bull chose Fizzy Jam Jam, one of the WRS winners, and TES Rosberg, a solid teammate for him. Ferrari chose Party Hard and Sink Smoldy. AlphaTauri, driver I've spoken before, I rate highly, Jellyman Tim, and VR Triss as his tier 2. Williams, Don the Noodle, Mechanics. Haas went in with St. Lee or Steely, just to annoy Taz there, and Conte. McLaren, Billy the Wiz, a really strong driver, and Molbot. Aston Martin, Jamie the Gee, and Senior Weenies, and Dan Jahar finds himself in the Alfa Romeo.
Well, I have to ask Gareth, your immediate reaction to that F3 grid. Absolutely stacked is the words I would use.
I think I said before the stream, F2 and F3 are the most difficult to choose from for a team owner. Those are just so jam packed with raw talent as well as just ability as well. Those guys are. I don't think I could choose who I think is going to be a champion in F3, because it does go into the tier 2s as well. They're just so good. They're so good.
Well, it's time for the main event. We've waited what has now been a combined almost 5 hours worth of drafting. In fact, it is over 5 hours. It's 5.5 hours, nearly 6 hours worth of action. And it's time for the main event. It is time for the F1 division to be drafted. And Gareth, who's picking where?
So it will be the complete opposite order from F2 yesterday, if you remember that, of course. But if you don't, I'll do the rundown anyway. It's Carroll picking first in the Ferrari, with Scotsman having the second choice in the Red Bull. The third choice goes to F1XL Jimmy, and Lightshock has the fourth choice. He only gets one pick, though, because he is driving in F1. Shock. It's in his name as well. Trolled will be the fifth pick, and Slow Dog will have the sixth pick. The Big Williams team will be having the 7th pick, with MyLag having the 8th pick, and F1XL Dom will be having the wooden spoon pick, the last of them all. But, I mean, I know I've said that the 2 and 3 are a big pick, but this is why a load of people are here. It's the top tier. It's the top league. It is our creme de la creme.
I get nervous. I actually get nervous at this point. Because it means that I'm in play. I really don't like this.
Your area of expertise, boys.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And what I will say is there is a few new names in here, and not new to the league necessarily, but there are a few of those as well. But this year, people have, I don't know what they've done. I know the game's changed a little bit, and we saw a couple of seasons ago when Master Swain really didn't have much to him, and then all of a sudden, he's come in and he's probably should be a double world champion right now. And here we go. I mean, Carroll's here, so he's gonna probably yell at us.
Yes, welcome back, Carroll.
Hello, lads. I just want to say firstly, Warder, you may want to check Discord, as there's someone on that tier 1 list that shouldn't be there. Because they're actually reserve and shouldn't be on the full time. May want to have a look at that.
They're on there because to fill out the league kind of thing, so they can
fair enough.
stay there. Yeah.
All right.
I will make
Wow.
it clearer for TOs though.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's because of earlier problems.
Here we go. This is what we've all been waiting for.
Here we go, mate. Here we go.
The first pick in the F1 draft.
All right. Yeah. So these, I know who I'm picking. I thought not that very long, but they've just stood out to me instantly. And I've also, in my team so far, I don't have that much experience. So that was instantly what I thought that I needed to do, is get some experienced heads in here that I know will get me points and I know will help me run the team. And there's also a name there that stands out instantly that you gotta imagine is gonna win every race, but that's not who I'm gonna be picking because I'm not a team player, and that's
Wow.
2 team players that I have picked. So
Right.
for my F1 Tier 1 pick is Binary,
Mm-hmm.
and my F1 Tier 2 pick is Nuthead.
What?
Welcome to Ferrari, Jack.
Oh my god.
You're a
I did
first
not
pick driver
expect-
again.
It hasn't happened since season 10. I can't believe it. I was just about to say Binary back in his championship winning car of season 16. And I'm back in the car from season 16. I can't believe it. I need a minute.
He's absolutely speechless, mate. This is the first time ever Carrie even made him speechless.
Pretty happy with that, to be honest. I don't think there was a better combination of drivers that I could have possibly picked out of the ones that were given to me. There's some big names there, but I think towards the team game, I think I've got some good drivers for this season. I can't wait to get started on Sunday. Yeah,
Bring it on. Bring
bring it on.
Oh. Okay.
I was hoping in a way that Nuthead would get picked one of the last drivers, so he could stay unbiased.
Sorry about
Now
that.
everybody's a potential foe here, Jack.
Well, I have to say, I actually had me going number 4. I had Binary going first. I got that right. I had me going to Light Shock. I thought we were going to have that team this season. But I'm very much honoured to be picked first.
Right then,
Oh,
Jack.
Nice. Nice.
Carol, sorry. Before you go, overall, obviously you haven't seen everyone else's pick for F1 yet, but you know the drivers. What are your thoughts on your picks, I guess, and how it's all gone for you, and your chances of winning it?
Well, I think in F1 especially, from the outside, some people will take a glance at that and think that's a pretty weak grid, but I think that's probably one of the strongest and closest grids I've ever seen in like my year of being in the league racing community. And like, I know that's not an awfully long time, but it's just such a good grid. Like, I think out of all the tier 1 and tier 2s, there's probably 10 or 11 that could probably challenge for the title, which is just mad to think about. Maybe 15, 16 challenging for ASR. But yeah, it's mad. And overall, I'm pretty confident that I can do well. I'm not going to give my predictions away well, but I think I can do pretty well here, and I'm happy with my team overall.
Fair enough. Either of you two got anything for Carol?
I can't really ask questions, can I? I'll hand it to Si.
Well, I suppose then the only question I can really ask is, how do you feel about being picked for this event, Jack? For the in first, and yeah, how do you feel about being in the Ferrari, and what's it going to be like being paired up with Binary?
I mean, I've been paired up with Binary before. Season 16, when he won his one and only championship, I was his team owner, and I was F1 Tier 2. Didn't have a particularly good season myself, so I think the aim this season is to get retribution. And obviously, working for Carroll, someone that, you know, I've got a huge amount of time for. I can't wait to see how we get on together. So yeah, season 18, bring it on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for now, Carol, we say thank you very much for tonight and for last night as well. And no doubt I will speak to you soon, and no doubt these guys will speak to you soon as well. But all in all, thanks for the draft.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been an absolutely unreal couple of nights. You guys have absolutely smashed it out of the park as you usually do, and it's been brilliant. Yeah, roll on season 18. It's gonna be an absolutely mega one. I can tell that for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank
Well,
you, Carol.
yeah, thank you very much. So, next one on the clock, the man that's away at the minute, Scotsman. Have you got the pick?
I have. I say I have. He's writing an essay for me. So I know the team. I know the team he's picked. But I have asked him to give me a few words because obviously it's at the end. He's not been able to say anything and such. So looking at the team, I think he's picked someone's crackling.
Yeah.
Jay, sorry.
Yep. So knowing the two drivers he's picked, and funnily enough, someone in the stream, I believe it was Carol in the tier 1 and 2 driver pick for Taz versus Warder, said if you swap these two drivers over last season, you wouldn't know because they had the same issues as such. They could very well be the constructors champion for F1, and to be honest, Scotsman has put a really good team together. He's just saying he's going to be in touch with all his drivers, so Red Bull guys, he'll be in touch with you soon. He's out for tonight. And he's saying he wants to shout out to all the hosts that have done everything for the extra stuff and everything over the last couple of weeks for the setup. He wants to say thank you. It's great night. Apart from Tazo, he doesn't get any thanks. But his team is... Are you ready for this, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
TMG Phoenix is his first pick in the Red Bull.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
His next pick is Phantom Wizard. That's a strong team. On their day, they could run away with things. They are a really good... It's a really good pair. It's either going to go amazing or terrible, though.
That's Keith, though. He doesn't do things by halves. It'll go one way or the other.
Or into the back of Tazo. One of the two.
Phantom, of course, and Phoenix,
Tazo.
both Racing Point last season, of course, part of his team in when he was sort of co-team owner / team owning it really at Racing Point. So yeah, it makes sense to pick them.
I like how Madman has asked what have I missed F1 wise, and it's on the screen. It's literally on the screen.
I would say, to be quite frank, that tier 1 pick opens up a whole can of worms for a lot of guys.
Yes,
it's really interesting because obviously these guys have got a lot of experience behind them, but then this is more your area of expertise. So what are your thoughts in it?
We'll have to wait because Jimmy's here. The Mercedes man, the third pick for F1. Jimmy, was this tough?
It's so tough, man. It's so tough. Hard. amazing, this grid. It's fucking amazing. I can't choose. Yeah, it's hard, guys. It's hard.
I think this is the first time we've ever had Jimmy speechless.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He's so not sure.
It is such a tough choice.
Just say two
isn't it?
random names, Jim. On you go.
Well, I know.
Don't say
tier
water.
one.
Okay, who's your
Isn't
tier
water,
one?
My tier one is going to be Archie Martin.
So I have greyed him out because he is the reserve driver.
Is he reserve?
Yeah. So that is the reason why I've greyed him out. You can pick him.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't want anyone else, but you're more than welcome to still pick him because he might. The thing is, he might turn up to 18 of the 21 races.
Yeah, that makes it a bit different.
So,
I know he's quick. He's quick.
He's impressed in other leagues.
Yeah, he did.
but ultimately, it is your choice, and if you want to pick me, you're more than welcome.
No, I'm gonna change then. Might be a mistake, but I'm going with Chris then.
Sinful Chris is going to the beloved Mercedes. Okay.
Solid points getter is Sinful Chris. So,
I know.
I keep hearing about him in
quite well.
again. I don't comment.
Race
on
winner
F1.
last season. Don't forget, of course.
Yeah.
At France.
Always in and up amongst there. He's always been amongst the points really, and say he's a solid points getter. So he will get the team points, and will always ultimately count towards the constructors there.
And getting qualifying well, and he could be in for the title. I said it all of last season. If his qualifying was there, he would be up there for the title.
I think he's a good pick.
And
I think he will do great.
too.
Yeah, I'm still not sure.
It's a tough decision. It's a very tough decision.
Tough.
I'm trying to think who I would pick in this situation. Because I don't
There's
know.
one guy there.
I know who I wouldn't pick, at least. So,
And in the tier twos, I don't think there isn't any. I don't think there's a person in there I wouldn't pick.
I'm between three guys actually. I'm gonna take a risk. I think I'm going with S. And Rick's
Yeah.
S.
Yeah. Bang on, I think.
I know him very well, and I know he's determined, and he practices every day. I think more than the whole league combined. I'm going with him.
As was one of the guys, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, As was the chap who started out in F4 last season.
He did.
Absolutely ran away with F4 in the first race. Was way too quick. Unfortunately, his second race, he did suffer an incident, crashed out. But by that point, it was already clear that he was way above F4 quality. He is of F1 quality.
He's the king of a sandbag. He just practices it. That's it.
Yeah.
He ended in F2 though. I know him very well. I was with him in Red Bull last season for a bit, and I think he's improving every single day. I'm gonna give him a chance. But it was hard. This was so hard, man.
Yeah, I think
what a grid this is as well. I say it about every single grid, but oh my god.
It just gets worse, doesn't it? You just think,
Yeah,
oh, this is fine. It won't get much worse than this. Oh god, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Jimmy, overall, how do you think you've picked first year as a team owner? So,
yeah,
what's your thoughts?
I enjoyed it so much. It was stressful as well, but it's so much fun to pick drivers. And I think I have a solid team across all leagues who will do very well, I think.
Do you feel
excited for the season? Of course I do.
Bring it on.
Bring it on, Carol. Bring it on.
Do you feel to me that you've picked it aiming for the constructors overall rather than individual? Individual glory.
You think about it. The constructors are important. I did a lot of research on the guys. Wacht even. So yeah, I'm happy with my team.
Well, thank you very much, Jimmy. Successful draft done by you. There we have it, Jimmy's first ever F1XL draft as a team owner, and I would say he's done pretty damn well for a first time. We move on to another man that's first time. That's only got one pick.
Cheers, guys.
He's
Bye.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. He's
Cheers,
the
Jimmy.
only
Cheers, Jimmy.
team owner in F1 this season, and he's only got one pick to make. Who will join him? Lightshock 60.
The time for fun and games is officially over. By the end of this, whether you like Alpine or you hate Alpine, I can promise you one thing. You will acknowledge this team, because I'm taking it to the top, and wow. Well. Nuthead, Warder, Star Cell. This F1 grid. Holy cow. To be honest, I'm kind of relieved. I mean, I feel more bad for the rest of the team owners because they have to make 2 picks. I only have to make 1 pick. I wasn't sure which side of the coin I'd fall on, tier 1 or tier 2. I think tier 1 is better for me because I think tier 2, it'll help. I think having a good tier 2 is better. I can work as a tier 2 as well, but I don't really know what to say, frankly, because this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Oh. I'm gonna say this right now. Nuthead, if you had survived to this point, you would have been my pick.
That was who I had.
That was Jack's prediction.
I had it to go. I thought it was going to happen.
If you had survived this long, you were going to be my pick. I have to be brutally honest. Nevertheless, after you, it came between 2 drivers for that tier 2 seat. 2 drivers that I know are very strong, consistent drivers. And honestly, I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to make the right decision here. But I'm going to make it. My F1 tier 2 driver for Alpine will be Straka R11.
There we go. That was who I had to go first.
Really strong tier
Yeah.
2 choice. That he's consistent. He's so fast. He's quick, and he's got a podium or 3 in him at least.
He's even had race victories in F1 now and again. He won Monaco a couple of seasons ago. If the stars align for Straka, he could have been
He's a championship contender. Yeah.
Yeah, if the stars align for Straka, he's a championship contender. He could be a race winner this season. And obviously, me and him, I know Straka. I've known him since 2012. So to say that we will get on, I mean, you know, we have banter and all that, but we should be a strong team. I don't know how he'll feel about being drafted in Alpine. I hope he'll be okay with it. I don't think he'll have too many issues with it, hopefully, once I break the news to him. But, you know, and I'm going to say right now, the driver I didn't pick, if Trolled smart, he'll pick him. That's all I'm going to say on that. If Trolled smart, he will pick him, but we'll wait and see.
I do think I have a fair idea who'll be the other one, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and all I can say is, like, yeah, I mean, that the grid as a whole is crazy. Like, some of those tier 1s that haven't been drawn yet, yeah, that's mental, to be honest. And some of those tier 2s that haven't been picked either, there are some big names in this F1 division. I am eagerly looking forward to this season, even more so now that I've seen just who my competition is and, you know, what I've basically got to go up against this season. I'm really looking forward to this. And as a whole, I'm really happy with the team.
Yeah, your first draft as a team owner, like Shock. Obviously, it's a stressful situation, but you must be looking at coming back again next season already, because there's nothing like it drafting your team owner.
Oh yes, it's definitely going to be a temptation to re-sign for next season as well. We'll see how this season goes before I make any rash decisions. But to say I've enjoyed my first draft as a team owner is an understatement. It's been fun. I hope I've injected a little bit of entertainment into things as well. But yeah, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed being on the other side of the team owner wall, so to speak, and yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, I've got nothing else to say really. That's
Well,
all. Oh,
for now, Mark, we will say thank you and thank you
yep.
very much for joining and making the stream entertaining. It has been a good laugh over the past about 6 hours worth of action that you presented with us. And well, I will see you on Sunday. Gareth will see you on Sunday. And for now, it is goodbye.
Thank you very
Indeed,
much,
it
Mark.
is. See you later, guys. Good luck.
Very much. See you later. Well, there goes Mark. After making a brilliant, I have to say, fair play as a first-time team owner, he has done fantastic throughout this draft. I think you both agree.
Absolutely, and he's made this draft very entertaining as well. But no, he's made some really strong picks. I certainly don't think he could have done any worse considering where he's been in the where he's been placed in some of the picks as well. He's been quite fortunate, certainly tonight, to get a few of the picks that he's had. So actually, I think he's got the makings of a very strong team there.
I've just realised something. As we wait for Troll to come in, I've just had an epiphany. I'm on the same team as Squidgy Genie 3. The man that I slated, the man that I put to go to free agency.
The realization has just kicked in.
I didn't even realise. I was too much in the moment. I'm not gonna lie. On the bottom screen where you got to see the drivers from yesterday coming up, went to throw and I was like, "Ah, fuck yeah! Oh shit. Okay, well that'll be fun." Yeah, we are just waiting for Troll to come in. I have sent him 2 invites. And well, Mark mentioned if he's smart with this, he'll go a certain way. I know Trolled very well. I know exactly where he's going with these 2 picks.
He likes controversy, doesn't he?
He does. And speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Controversial Troll. That the C, I think, should stand for controversial. Final 2 picks, Cameron. I know where you're going. Please reveal them.
The easiest fucking decision of my entire life. Carol, Scotsman, Jimmy, and Lightshot, you should be ashamed of yourselves for letting this happen. Viper and Jolly, it's done. Like, there's nothing more that needs to be said.
So Viper last season tied for the most victories in F1, of course. Drove for your team last season. After starting as Alfa Romeo, became a Mercedes driver alongside myself. Jolly, of course, back-to-back champion in 2019, season 14 and 15. Yeah, you've got 2 high-caliber drivers, and I think people didn't want to touch them because they didn't want to have the controversy. But do you know what? You're not afraid to step up to the plate, and I'm sure Viper's got a Mercedes-powered team, so he's happy with that. And Jolly, of course, good friends of yours and mine as well.
Yeah. High caliber's an understatement. I've got the best lineup on the grid. I'm not mincing the words. It is what it is. Like, there's no need to beat around the bush. Like, I've got I've got 2 ex-champions who, yeah, like, yeah. There's nothing more that needs to be said.
Troll.
It's that simple.
Okay, let's move away from the F1 stuff quickly. Let's have a look at your overall draft. I'm guessing you are very happy with your team. You love a little bit of controversy, and you've got that. Overall, I'm guessing you wouldn't change anything at all. I mean, talk us through your 2 nights here at draft night.
Obviously, I mean, there is one thing I would change, and that is the F6 Tier 2 pick, as we all know. That I don't actually have a driver, even though I picked one. I've got Fruit Loops for now, but then we'll obviously see what happens later down the line. But obviously, there was no way I could have known that at the time when I was making that pick. But apart from that, no, very happy. I feel like I've got a good mix of pace, experience, and just controversy. They're the 3 main ingredients for a good team, I'd say. Pace, experience, and controversy. And we've got all 3 in abundance.
Brilliant. This is why we love you as a team owner.
No, it's great. Well, I'll be back. I'll be back next year. Don't you worry about it.
Good. Trolled, thank you so much for the 2 nights. Always entertainment with you around. Cy, Jolly, Jack.
Sorry, Jolly?
I'm Jack.
It's because Jolly got picked. That's why I've got my name hanging over his name. Jack, Cy, have you got anything for Trolled?
Yeah, I was going to say Ollie's a great racer. Ollie's a great lad actually as well. So I'm surprised that your tier 1 pick. Like I say, I know you know him well, but you said you know him well.
Really?
I think there's a couple of others there that I potentially I probably would have picked before him.
I had it set in
It's
stone.
your-
I knew he was going to you. I'm not sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not fucking stupid. I know that much, but like, I expected more. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
I'm just looking down this tier 2 grid and I'm seeing, yeah, F2, and I'm like, yep, you'll do.
That's the thing. They've changed. We'll explain more when they come
I know,
out.
but I can't see that yet. I see a name and I see last season's results.
It's like when I sign Mike on an FM in it. It's just a name.
Yeah, but nobody knows about fucking Brecon.
What do you mean it's the best club in the world? Mikey, by the way, shout out. He's actually from Brecon. I found that out the other day. Fucking goated. Best team in Scotland.
It's always about money. Fucking money backs. You fucking Brazilians.
There we go. Anyway, right. We'll say thank you for now, and you can go hammer me when the stream's off. For now, fuck
I can't.
off.
You're in a
Right.
fucking different league because you beat me last night with your fucking money.
Right then, let's move. Come on then, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Come on.
solid.
Trolled, thank you very much, and goodbye. He's gone. We're going to now wait for the McLaren team owner of Slow Dog, and he's had a little bit of a roller coaster himself, but I'm pretty certain he's really quite happy with his picks overall. Yeah, let's see.
Hello.
Here he is. Good evening once again. Final time, Slow Dog. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, Jesus. F1. That's a lot of shocks in there, to be honest. But I think that's probably one of the strongest F1s I've ever seen. I think right across the board, there's talent everywhere, really.
I'd probably say as well, it's probably the best F1 group we've had, full stop. But yeah, up for comparisons. Nevertheless, have you come to a verdict?
Yeah. Once I saw where my pick was, I realised that there were certain ones that I wasn't going to get because obviously people would pinch them first. So I had to start looking at the rest of them. I'm surprised one of them is still there, but the pair of them, the reason I picked them is that they're race winners. They want to race. They want to. I don't have a doubt that once they're in the team, that they'll fight for the team. And yeah, are here to play the game. So my tier 2 draft is going to be pair F1.
That is a nice pick.
Good.
Nice pick.
Yep.
And my tier 1 draft, based off the fact that he was my teammate in the charity race and went from last to the podium, gave my man Steph. And I couldn't be more delighted to pick him.
I like that a lot. I really like that a lot.
I'm really surprised that Steph wasn't chosen earlier, just because of the way he not controlled the charity event on Sunday, but his control of the charity event. He did really, really well, and I'm surprised someone like
Steph gave me my favouriteest memory of that. Was it? Oh well, no, it wasn't the charity one. It was the one before.
The ASR.
ASR, yes, because I came into it. Yeah, it was at France. and uh, the first lap consisted of, oh, I've made up 2 places. Oh, I'm in 15th. I'm in 12th now. Now I'm in 10th. And I'm in 7th. And that was all in 1 lap. So, it was like, yeah, okay, he's going on the list. Yeah, I couldn't be happier to have Steph. I think he's going to do a banging job.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely stunned that they did fall down. To be honest with you, I think Pear obviously was fairly higher mid-table in F2 last season. Of course, took a victory, and Steph, of course, has really come out the blocks with a strong ASR performance, and now, of course, looking strong this season. So all in all, Soda, not just F1, but how do you feel about your total team?
Do you know what? I was really happy yesterday, and I was really worried going into today about because I knew that I'd had good picks, good early picks yesterday, so I knew that I was going to get it in the neck a bit today. So I think all of them, I've been like 6th, 7th, 8th all night, and I'm not going to say I don't think, given that, I could have asked for better. But honestly, if I'd have been picking 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I could still have picked the same people. I've got a strong team. I think people will look at other shinier teams and other shinier drivers, but I think we've got to be the underdogs. I think we've got such a strong team right across the board. I really do. Yeah, watch this space with McLaren boys.
I certainly
Absolutely.
think you've got, yeah, definitely got some the potential there to mix it up. Maybe an outside chance of doing quite well there, mate. So yeah, certainly in F1 you've got some good picks there.
Excellent. Cheers for the last 2 nights, though. Been good fun, and we'll see you all on the grid.
Catch you later, Slow Dog. Take care,
Grid,
buddy.
mate. Thank you very much. 1 out, 1 in. The big Williams man here to make his final 2 picks of the F1XL draft. Will, tough decision.
Yes, very. I mean, the name are iconic with XL, so I mean it's obviously some new faces, but yeah, it's seriously I wouldn't say it's the hardest pick, but it's one of for me. But I have actually chose 2 drivers.
Wow, straight away as well.
Yep. Oh no, I had my eye on the tier 1 driver, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with him if he doesn't go. And the tier 2 kept going back and forward, because I had my eye on like Straka and Phantom Wizard because I know they too. But yeah, I mean, I've already chose the tier 1 and tier 2, but it'll probably shock everybody. But tier 1, SRT Fury.
Good pick.
Yes, makes his return.
Yeah, I know Fury's quick, so definitely my tier 1 choice. And my tier 2 choice is going to be Prophet Midi.
How has he not been picked earlier?
I was going to say,
Yeah, that's what I was
same
thinking.
thing. How has he not been picked sooner?
I think it was the baggage of last season where he was signed as tier 1 for Mercedes, couldn't commit. Obviously, he had commitment issues in the background, but people only see the fact that he called it quits. So yes, I think there was a little bit of baggage there, but I think you got an absolute steal, Will.
I mean, Midi's still quick. He's consistent as well. So for me, that's basically what I want. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with F1 drivers.
Good picks. Good picks.
Overall, then for you, Will, you've been a bit middle of the way, but had some strong picks as well. What's your thoughts generally as a whole with obviously your league position as well? Are you happy? Are you?
I mean, obviously there is a couple that I kind of wanted, but I didn't get. But I mean, before I came into this, I knew I wouldn't get everyone I wanted. But yeah, I'm generally happy with the team, and they're already in a chat talking to each other and already swapping strategies. So, I mean, it is kicking off already, and hopefully we're going to have a really good season. But I am happy with the team I've got, and I mean, it's my first season, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Now I have to ask. There's another F1 Tier 1 that I've got ranked high, very high, because I thought he would be a very good consistent option. Was there a toss up of who you assume I'm thinking of?
Yes, there was. But basically, as soon as I got the list, I was looking, and there was maybe 4 drivers I was looking at. Um, but I mean, I've decided to go with who I think's quick or consistent and quick, or a mix of the two. Because I mean, I don't really want a driver who's really, really fast, but then obviously they can't really keep the consistency. I'm trying to go with a team I believe is going to be consistent throughout the whole season. So, but I mean, F1 was definitely difficult for picks for this season. Definitely difficult.
Absolutely so. Yeah, but Will, we have to say thanks very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure to speak to you over the past couple of nights, and good luck for the new season.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you as well, Jack.
Very much.
Will.
Best luck, mate.
So there goes Big Will. Si, and obviously it's not really your neck of the woods, but your reaction so far to the F1 grid. A few surprises in there, I'd say, with the early picks, or what you expected?
I have to go along with yourself. I was surprised that Straka and Jolly weren't picked earlier. I know that you were very, very proud and very, very pleased to be picked in the Ferrari first, actually, there, mate. And I'm just as happy for you, to be honest with you, Jack. But yeah, I think some of it's gone as I would expect. Binary, for all of his, he's a fantastically strong driver, and he's a consistent winner here. So anybody who does want to win a title or win the constructors championship, they would always increase their chances with a guy like Binary in your team. That being said, as well, he has on occasion also been known to help the others in lower teams as well. So those newbies, he's taken 1 or 2 under his wing, and they have certainly flown under him.
Well,
yeah, he's a good pick. Sinful Chris, strong driver as always. You had him a little lower down, maybe a couple of picks later, didn't you? But
I did.
Not surprised he went too early. And Phoenix just blows people away. Really, he's a great driver. I'm surprised that they're like people like Straka, for instance. I know, and Prophet Meady. I know Meady has had his difficulties in the past, but those two, for instance, they've always had podiums. They've always been in mixes before. I'm surprised they're not tier one quality.
It is incredible how the league's changed. We are still waiting for My Life to give the penultimate pick. We've only got 2 picks, of course, left in the F1XL draft. There will be 2 drivers in the reserve team as well for F1. There is a full grid of 20 in F1 to try and make it so as many people get in the top tier as possible, of course, because that's relatively where all the action should be, is in the best tier.
21 drivers.
21. Oh yes, of course, because we have Master Swain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes, so 21 drivers rather than 20. We're still waiting for Kieran. I have invited him twice. He has ignored my invite, so I don't know if Gareth wants to maybe try and...
It's just rude, really, isn't it?
I mean, he ignored me earlier. Now he's ignoring you, so maybe I shall.
Maybe we should just pick for him while he picks Water Zero and Starstall.
Absolutely, and that sounds like a winning team to me. A team that one of those people doesn't even have the game. So
that's how good they are.
Yeah, so I'm just I just plan on winning through ghosting through people, as a matter of fact. And what I'm going to do is every week I'm going to select somebody who will race on my behalf. Every single week that will be Binary.
He's signed up, mate. He's already racing with me. Don't you worry.
It does not matter that he's signed up.
It
for
doesn't
you.
matter. We'll finish on equal points, and yeah, we'll go in reverse order when it comes to deciding the the winner.
But here he is. Here we go. Kieran is in the party. Hello, Mark.
Indeed, it is. At least for this season.
Here we go.
Right.
Difficult
I'll
choices.
close down. It's made slightly easier by the fact I've got one of the last picks. But by no means is any pick in this draft easy. So, no tier 1 or tier 2 here isn't easy. Can I start with tier 2?
Please.
So, tier 2 in F1, I'm going to go with BX.
Okay.
BXTN. Making his F1 debut, I believe, in F1XL.
No, he's racing F1 before.
Has he? Oh, sorry.
He has. Previous season.
Yeah, he has.
Just insulted him there.
Yeah. Oh well. He'll get over it, I'm sure.
And
your F1 pick. Now, I'm not
F1.
judging you, but I'm judging. No.
please don't judge me. This has been stressful. My F1 tier 1 is going to be C Jackson.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm saying nothing. His TT came in late, and he looks rapid. He looks really, really rapid.
Didn't he sign up before but didn't race? I recognise that name.
He did. He has signed up once before.
Well, the thing is, we can't get confused with an A Jackson.
No,
it's not A Jackson.
Signed up last year.
It is C Jackson.
He
He raced.
Yeah, he signed up last year.
Hang on, what happened to B Jackson?
couldn't cut it, so yeah, he got beat.
Apparently, he had something with M Jackson.
What happened to Q Jackson? Where's he gone?
Oh, they're not there then.
Star Trek.
He's not been born. No, but seriously, Kieran, all in all, obviously you've been in and out for a few picks. You weren't able to make a couple of picks, but you still managed to get them across. How do you feel overall about your Haas team this season?
Confident, I think is the best word, and I purely say that because of how different the game is. As I said when I picked my F3 picks, the game is so different compared to what it was last game that anyone can do well and anyone can do badly.
Bit of breaking news from the chat. Taz thinks he raced last season, and it's someone that I actually remember quite well. Dozy Dog. F2, I believe.
If that's the case, he's really picked up his pace.
Yeah, it's a sudden change. Was his 15th last season, sort of mid-table results, and now F1 Tier 1. So you could have actually picked an experienced driver.
It wouldn't have. Well, it wouldn't be the only time we've had someone go up that high. So, it's not surprising really. We've had people drop more divisions. We've had people jump up higher divisions as well. So crazy, absolutely crazy.
I have to say, Kieran, whilst you're here, there's another driver in there that I mentioned last time. Was there a consideration of the one that I have second? Because I believe you know who it is. It's the only other driver actually there is.
There was a big consideration. That's what took me so long to get into the party, is trying to decide between the two. No decision is easy, but I think, and it is testament to how good this league is this year and how good the top two leagues are, that F1 and F2 were the hardest picks for me in this draft.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But for now, Kieran, we say thank you very much for joining us for the last couple of nights. Good luck for the new season. Hopefully it goes well for Haas, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Up the assholes.
Up
Yeah,
the
go on,
Haas.
Kieran.
But now we move on to the final pick of the F1XL Season 18 draft. The first pick is always a memorable moment. The last pick is always a memorable moment. Dom, sadly, you only have one choice in Tier 1, but it's not
Yeah,
a
but
bad driver.
How has he been left? I
Not
do
a,
not know.
not a fucking clue. I haven't
mean,
got a clue.
I
I
think
could
we all
tell
know
you,
who it
but
is
I
at this point, don't
probably
we?
would. I would probably get kicked off the team, so I won't.
I mean, we all know who it is, don't we? Come
Yeah.
on. Matt 45.
Yeah. Yeah. How he's
How?
gone. How he's not gone.
I mean, I'm stunned. That's all I can say, because he's very consistent. He can win races. I mean, how's he not gone earlier? That's all I want to know. But yeah,
Just
I'll
as
give you the
stunned
tier.
as you are.
I'll give you the tier 2 as well, because I know I've got a choice there. And it's going to be FIFA boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ended
He
the
was in-
season phenomenally.
He was in our team last year, Racing Point. He was great with his
In fact,
teammate.
he actually won the last 2 rounds of
He did.
F2. So he's come off the
did
back of some
indeed.
brilliant form.
Yeah, he did very much. He was great last season. So that pairing, Christ, how did they get that pairing? Matt,
Yeah, done well for the
and
last
FIFA.
pick.
I mean, if you're looking for consistency, there it is.
Wow,
Oh,
that's it.
Strong
Draft
pick.
done.
yeah. We're
Wow.
done. Wow.
How do you feel, Dom?
Across the 2 nights, I feel pretty happy. You know, I've got solid picks in there, some rookies. I think it's all just going to come together and be a great team. I'm happy. Happy is the
Good.
word. Yep.
I'm glad you do. Yeah, well, I suppose there's not really more we can say other than best of luck for the new season.
And good luck to you in Ferrari. I know you're filled with that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but thank you very much, my man. Yeah, Sai, reaction to Matt 45 somehow going last?
Yeah, I thought he would. I certainly would have thought he would have been higher. So I think it's a real shame, actually, for him. Anyway. But
I'll
yeah,
get his
I
reaction
think
shortly.
Yeah, you will. But he's a consistent driver.
I know.
He's always been good. So yeah, I'm not entirely I'm shocked that he's been picked so late. But then again, against that grid,
Oh yeah, that grid.
yeah,
Stacked is the word.
Yes, I believe it
absolutely
is.
stacked. Yeah.
Well, Dom, thank you very much for joining us over the past couple of nights. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Been a real pleasure. You guys have smashed out the park again. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You make it worth it.
And good luck for your commentaries this year, Simon and Gareth. You'll do great, I'm sure.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
And see
Well,
you guys.
See you later. For one final time, Simon, a full rundown of the F1 grid.
And I don't even have it open actually, Jack, either. So give me 2 seconds and shoot the breeze while I open up the document.
I think he does this on purpose. He just
I do
doesn't
do
want to
this.
speak.
He does catch me unawares, and that's the only reason is because he doesn't want to do it. So, unsurprisingly, Ferrari first pick chose Binary and Nuthead, 2 very, very, very strong drivers. Red Bull went with TMG Phoenix, Phantom Wizard. Mercedes, Sinful Chris, NRX as has got some major pace. Alpine went with Light Shock, obviously Light Shock being the owner, and Stracker. Stracker's I was again surprised he wasn't picked sooner. Aston Martin, Viper, and Jolly. Ollie's a great lad. McLaren. McLaren went with Gamerman Steph 04. From what I was saying, he's a very, very, very quick driver and pair F1. Big Williams SRT Fury 67 and Prophet Midi. Midi's a great driver as well, top lad. In are the Haas as they said themselves, the Jackson and BXTN90. The AlphaTaris, Matt 45 and FIFA Boy. Archie, for if he does show up, shows up in the Alfa Romeo suite along with Swain. And Egberts 2869 takes the Tier 2 Alfa Romeo seat. Best of luck to everybody in F1.
Well,
We've done it.
We've somehow managed it. We've somehow managed
7 hours
that.
worth of streaming over 2 days.
However, let's give them one last bit. We'll go through each team of their drivers. We've got it on the stream. So
It'll take a while.
I'm not doing it again. Jack's doing it this time.
I'll do it.
why the hell? I'll tell you what. Let's split it. I'll do Mercedes first. I will do the F1XL Jimmy team, and then I'll move it over to the Ferrari side, so you can do Ferrari, seeing as it is your home for the season.
We don't have that listed. I wasn't prepared for this.
It'll come up on stream.
It'll come up on stream. Just mute the phone and you'll be fine. But in the Mercedes, the F1 team will be Sinful Chris and NRX as Neil. Oh, in F2, Niels has Jimmy has partnered himself with Niels for an all Dutch pairing. In F3, it's Bennett and Greeners. F4, we will see Lord Axon and Autistic Links even. F5, we'll see Niels, very similar to Niels in F2, and Lewis MP 0705. F6, we'll see FTW 984 with Mwellen. I can't do the whole thing, I'm so sorry. F7 is F1XL Chaos and Elite L-Dog, the probably most experienced team out there.
So, over to Ferrari, I believe. If my picture will change. Come on, G. There we go.
I'm trying.
Over to Ferrari that begins in F1. 2 former F1 champions, Season 16 and Season 9. Binary IX and Xbox Nuthead are reunited for the first time since Season 16. F2, why is Niels in F2 for Ferrari, Gareth? Could be Squidgy Genie 3.
What have I done? Oh no, what have I done? Let me change that.
Okay.
Let me change that. Why has Squidgy Genie gone? Yeah, okay. No, well, I don't know. I think it's something wrong with the formula. It's something wrong with the formula. It's fine. Go with Squidgy.
Okay, so Squidgy Genie 3 joins PRS Carroll, making it an Irish and Northern Irish team over there. F3 go with Party Hard and Sync Smoldy. Be interesting to see what the newcomer of Sync and the old returner of Party Hard can do together. F4 go with 2 people that know each other very well, Liam Hammond 5 and Sachin M13 in an all WRL pairing. F5 go with Alt Landlord, a late pick, and Yassi Hams as well with 2 late picks in F5. F6 go with GDB Panda, SJR Von Sip. Panda, of course, returning to the league. Von Zip, first time as well. And F7, we go with Smitty, of course, who made his debut in the Taz versus Gareth event on Sunday, and Mikey Fark, who returns for the first time since Season 10.
I'll move down to the Aston Martin team so you can have the Red Bull team. So it's Viper and Jolly, the F1 drivers for Aston Martin. F2 sees George 8001 and Formula SFM. F3 sees Jamie the G and Senior Weenies. F4 will see the team owner Trolled team up with Guy Big Cool. Unreal Salmon will be with Bonita or Bonta for F5, with Stone Shuffle not having a teammate in F6 because our our BJ2 forgot what time we started on a Sunday. F7, TS Sambo and Fordster.
So, over to Red Bull, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm still waiting for my stream to update. Sorry, G. Over to Red Bull, where we begin in F1 with a surprise high pick in TMG Phoenix. Alongside him, the Speedy Swede, I've nicknamed him, in Phantom Wizard. F2 sees a huge jump for Chubon from F5 all the way up to F2. He'll be joined by former F1 driver Hickmon95. F3, they go with the WRL F2 champion in Fizzy Jam Jam, alongside him returning TES Rosberg. F4 go with the newly man of Sky Big Small, of course the brother to Guy Big Cool, alongside him Sander the Dad returning to the league. F5 go with a new pairing, Miami Peanut and, of course, TTV Assassin, who raced last season in F4. F6, Scotsman, of course, the team owner, along with Chuffnut69. And F7, it's the Brothers of Destruction, Storm and Nick, to represent them.
Crazy team that. I've really enjoyed that one. But we're going to the Alpine, and it's Light Shock leading the way in F1 with his season 15 co-commentator Straka R11. I think I'm getting that right. A cracking team that in F1 with former F1 driver from last season and the season before, and possibly the season before that, F1XL Pingers alongside Parker, Chips and Davey, and Joshua, the F5 champion, in F3. F4 sees Human Raptor link up with Link's Adventurer. F5, Mr. Tazo and Scrubs. That is going to be a cracking team. F6, Richie M and KGS Atom. With F7, Berserker Mark and Matty7 Gamer. Over to McLaren. Hopefully you'll be able to see that soon enough. Nuthead, or does Si want to step in?
Go on, Si.
Just waiting for the stream to update here, and obviously as I'm getting older, I need my eyes aren't what they used to be. So just waiting for the stream to update. Going to change it anytime soon, G.
It should be changed.
There we go.
He's just slow for Si. That's all.
That's it. As with all things, I'm a few minutes behind. So there we go. F1 Gamer Man in pair. F1. F2 has got Roll Hard Lad and Elfin Starfish. F3 fantastic team of Billy the Wiz and Molbot. F4 Forensic Narwhal. Narwhal's a fantastic racer as well. And I can't read that. G. Ghost TV Viper.
Ghost Viper.
There we go. So yeah. Judgery 23, Puny Chipmunk in F5, F6, Slow Dog and Fraser Owen, and then Adski 1983 and Anat in F7.
I think I made it a bit big, just a little too late for you there.
Made it big enough for Simon's eyes. He's getting a little bit old, bless him.
Yeah. I'm getting to the age where bifocals are nearly needed, you know.
So,
okay. Let's head over to Alpha Tauri, and Jack, you may have that one.
Oh, thank you very much. So, F1, they go with a very, very surprising late pick, Matt 45 from F1 Tier 2 to F1 Tier 1 this year, joined by back-to-back winner in F2 last season, FIFA Boy 09. F2, they go with two former champions. Last season's F4 champion, Frosted 666, and season 16 F3 champion, Ash Rainbow, and what sets to be a very, very strong contender in F2. F3, they go with the brilliant man that had some really good form towards the end of the season, F4, Jellyman Tim, and a man that made his debut and looked very strong in the Taz Warder event, Beatrice, alongside him. F4, they go with the old reliable Tunstall Stokey and his F5 compadre of last season in Thomas Westcott. F5, however, they go with PRS Roro, making, of course, a bit of a demotion, but that might mean good things for him. Alongside him is Haunting 82. Then, of course, it's Crazy Dave, the runner-up of F4 just a few seasons ago. Alongside him is F1XL Dom, the team owner. And finally, F7, newly added Toxic Temper and returning Cavi 74.
Which means then we'll go over to the Williams team, and this is TES Big Williams. I love this. It is F1 SRT Fury 67 with Prophet Meady leading the line in F1, with F2 going to TES Leclerc and Quickdid. A very strong team there as well. Dom the Noodle and Mechanics in F3 going to have a very, very explosive relationship, I believe. F4 sees the team owner of TES Big Williams and STR Total Caesar as his teammate. Funny, a fact that we found out yesterday that actually Caesar was Big Will's first team owner. F5 sees my F5 champion of hope in Key 11 teaming up alongside F1XL Norris. F6 sees Semper HD alongside Kieran Wright, and F7 sees Asthma Frog going with Daz first. Now we're going to go to Haas. Who wants Haas?
So, do you want it?
Yeah, go on. Just wait for the stream.
All right, I'll make it big. I'll make it big again.
No, thanks very much, mate. Thanks for dealing with the old man.
You love it. You love it.
I'll tell you, while I've still got brown hair, while I've still got hair, well, what's left of it.
I was going to say, you haven't got hair, have you?
Not a huge amount, and it is going grey rapidly. So F1, we have C Jackson along with BTX. BXT even. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. And now I can't see it. There you go. F2 is Forensic, GFX, and F1XL Madman. F3, Steely and Conte. F4, Skengman and TES Swayze. And F5, Pro Syndicate, FTW, and My Life. I'm not going to call him My Lag. Smith in F6 is partnered with Arnie Bugs. Ricky Bobby rounds out F7 with Evil Pee-wee in the final seat there.
Then I think it's only fair for Jack to have the last chat. It is the Alfa Romeo team. Jack, over to you.
Well, I have to say, I really like the looks of some of them drivers. Begin off with Archie Martin and Egbert's in F1. It'd be interesting to see how Egbert gets on as a rookie, and Archie Martin, of course, known throughout league racing. F2, go with a surprise pick that I thought Twitch and Flux was going to be picked. Nevertheless, he goes as a free agent. I'm looking forward to see what Free Seat can do in the coming season. F3 goes with Dan 1990 and Available. Really looking forward to see what Available can do, of course. Dan was so close to getting picked, but just wasn't at the bitter end, and hopefully can prove everyone wrong. F4 goes Squirmy Zoo 15944 and Free Seat again, who's got 2 leagues to fulfill this season. Luke Sheff in F5 with Available, got F3 and F5 duties on hand. F6 goes Seat 3, so for the first time, it's his brother of Free Seats. Alongside him is, of course, Fuck Loops 2020. And finally, in F7, to round it off, Available has to race on 2 different wheels throughout that Grand Prix. In fact, he's got a lot of racing to do, 4 races in total. And that concludes the entire Season 18 draft.
Wow, what a 2-night event. Starstall, first to you, Si, sorry. Your thoughts, obviously your first time as well. How have you found it? And just a quick rundown.
Absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. I think there's some really, really, really interesting picks there. Definitely the ones to watch out for through F3, F4, and F5. Those are going to be run so close, I believe. And actually, I think you may even be surprised by the winners of those. So I think there'll be somebody completely out of the blue on that one. But thank you very much tonight for having me. I've actually really enjoyed being a part of the draft tonight. I've only ever seen it a few times on as a driver and once as a commentator with a little bit of interest. So actually, yes, it's my first time on this side, and it's been fun.
Jack, yourself.
Well, that's it. Draft night done and dusted, and it's another one where there's a lot. I think people need to sometimes realise there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, not just obviously Pingers does a fantastic job behind the scenes. Gareth and Taz have shared a really good job. Gareth in particular, the work you've done throughout. Obviously myself, I made a huge document for this. I tried to do predictions, I tried to do as much research as possible, and your support has been absolutely mega, and it really does make draft night worth doing. I think I can speak on behalf on all of us, but it's done now. The focus lies on Season 18 itself, and I for one can't wait to get going. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a tough season for us all, but let's make it the most historic season that we've had with, I can't believe I'm about to say this, 7 leagues for us to enjoy.
Oh wow, brilliant. I'm speechless myself. So I'm gonna just mute those 2 and do my little speech. So this is what I always do at the end of a show. And I mean, for those 2, tonight has been absolutely fantastic. It's always great having Jack here as well. His knowledge, his ability with the crowd, so to speak, is next to none. And Si's input today has been absolutely phenomenal. He has been a great replacement for Taz, and maybe I'll do it week in, week out. You never know on the extra show. No, Taz was brilliant yesterday as well. We've had a great night. They're talking in the back. I need to mute them for me as well. We've had a great night, and I've really enjoyed all this. And wow. Yeah, I think that is it. Season 18 is just around the corner. We will be here on Sunday at 9 o'clock, usual time. And yeah, It's going to be phenomenal. We've got 3 leagues, I believe, at the moment doing commentary. So it will be myself and Ollie for F1. I believe F2 is going to be Beastie and Gunhead, and I believe we have a in place for F3 as well. Taz and I are working on that as well. As I'm getting some abuse from Nuthead and Sai now as well. Until Sunday, we will have some final words.
Okay.
Final words from these two to say goodbye to you all, and until next year for draft night. Goodbye, guys.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
thanks very much
Thank
for having
you.
us. Goodbye.
Down the inside.
What a move!
Back into the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me.
Oh, how has he managed that as well?
Wow.
Will he go on the inside? Oh, he tried it. Oh, Squidgy's
Oh,
out.
big crash there. Turn 15, isn't it?
Oh no!
Oh, he's dropped. What a move for the SF.
Wow.
Jolly, world champion for the 2nd time in a row.
Vidal is a 4-time champion.
And Harvey is the F1XL Season 17 champion.